Big head on the beat.
Kelagang. Mua koskaan työmaal et nää, setka tuunien mukein lää. Täältä himasakemuksia, mulla päällä pelkkää kutsia. Mieluummin lepo kun duunii, Kelagang. Mua koskaan työmaal et nää, setka tuunien mukein lää. Täältä himasakemuksia, mulla päällä pelkkää kutsia. Mieluummin lepo kun duunii, Kelagang. Fuksi nää sun vaatteet, Kela korvaa kaikki mun hankkeet. Käsittely 7 markkipäivää kestää. Mä en tuu koskaan omistaa metsää. Mun päällä koskaan feikkii et nää. Meidän hakemus suojellaan teidän. Kelamassit aina mut seivaa. Joka päivä klubille reivaan. Heitä maksusitoumukset ilmaan. Kun raha puhuu mä en oo hiljaa. Pelaan yksityiskoneessa pleikkaa. Lennän tukirahoilla Kreikkaan. Kaikki missit haluu mua deittaa. Kelamassit pistää ne seikkaa. Mun kapteeni ohjaa tätä laivaa. Mua ei koskaan raha huolet vaivaa. What? Kelagang. Mua koskaan työmaal et nää. Setka tuunien mukein lää. Täältä himasakemuksia. Mulla päällä pelkkää kutsia. Mieluummin lepo kun duunii. Kelagang. Mua koskaan työmaal et nää. Setka tuunien mukein lää. Täältä himasakemuksia. Mulla päällä pelkkää kutsia. Mieluummin lepo kun duunii. Kelagang.
Alright, hello and welcome to the 4th Solace podcast in the 2nd season. I am the host for this one. I'm dumbfounded, and I'm the latest general of Solace.
Hello, I'm Shawn. I am a Solace Gen.
Yo, I'm Cephalotapsis, aka RSN Benny 22, after being on Solace and S'more.
I'm Jenny Death, and I'm rank 17 attack in osrs.
I'm DNS, I'm going for 200 mil hunter.
Hey, I'm Fraser, rank 2 king of the skill, and an Iron Man.
Anyway, the first topic we're going to talk about today is Gingbino's document. He released like a 50-page essay on... Fuck, my fucking Twitch notifications are still making noises. But yeah, he released a 50-page document on like the pace of or like the quality of updates we've received lately. And yeah, I guess we're going to start with that.
I mean, how many people here have read it?
I read like half of it.
Half of it?
I've read.
Honestly, I didn't read any of it.
I was
Honestly,
going to read
You
it.
didn't
Like,
read any of it?
so like he goes over all of the updates, but then at the end it's like there's a conclusion to it, right? Like I don't know. He has to come to some kind of decision from it, right?
I mean,
Did anyone read
I
it?
guess so, but I didn't read it, so
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to rely
Well-
on someone who read it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting, like looking at the polling system and saying like, what has it done for us and how has it affected game integrity? But I don't know.
It was sort of his reflection on all the updates, and most of them were, I'd say, pretty negative, but he wrote it in a pretty funny way. And I do think I agreed with most of his comments on the way RuneScape's been updated, and most of it was not in a positive way, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree that for the most part, the updates that they've put in over time, there hasn't really been too many updates that were actually needed. Like, a lot of them were just, like, shitty quality of life updates that really just make the game easy, pander to babies, which is really not needed.
Especially from our perspective as skillers, like, we have all the content we need in the game already. We don't really like updates.
See, but if you look at like huge updates, something like the Grand Exchange that affects like the entire game in a macro sense, like not having to buy individual magic seeds and stuff. Like I didn't play a lot before then, so I can't even imagine it. So, but like that kind of thing is just insane to me. That like being able to look at that and say that was good or bad, like it definitely made things easier. But good or bad is a different like set of metrics.
Yeah, it's also a lot like more subjective. Like I started like late 2015, I guess, in free to play. So like I'm the same way. Like Grand Exchange, like I would like not have wanted to play, where like I had to buy supplies from people. Like I like that as an update, but I didn't see why like gingbino coming from before that I would have disliked it.
Yeah, or he mentioned that the trading post he thinks was like one of the better updates to the game, and it's just like really a faint memory to me at this point. Like as far as like the mechanics of it and everything, it just seemed like, all right, just give us the GE. I don't know.
All I remember from the trading post is like retards getting scammed for regular staff. Like they go to buy battle staffs and they end up buying like 10k regular staffs. Or like,
Yikes.
or like maple logs instead of U logs, I think, is another popular one.
Yeah, because they changed maple logs for a while.
Yeah, and staffs too. The staffs were like upside down, backwards, whatever. I don't know. I definitely think that the GE was one of the better updates, personally. Like I
Yeah,
know
but
at the
just
time.
seeing how all the tiny QOL stuff adds up, like, I don't know, it's crazy.
I
Yeah.
think it's interesting to see like a perspective from someone who's been playing the game from 2013 till now, just throughout all the updates and like how he saw it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Has anyone here right now actually played since release?
No,
No.
absolutely.
I started in
Because
2015 free to play.
I mean, I started at release, but I quit like after 3 days until like just after Iron Man release. I came back. So
That's the exact same as me.
yeah, I guess
I didn't even know old school was a thing when it came out.
we're all so new. We can't even like.
I haven't
Yeah,
even
but having
experienced
that
the
as a
game
record,
without
like
GE,
nobody
so-
wants to be the guy who writes 55 pages except for Gingbino, and like having that record is like super useful, I think.
It was really
Yeah.
good. He like noted every update and he commented on every update, and I really liked that.
I should probably read it, eh?
It's very interesting.
I'm waiting for the
Listen.
audiobook version. I think Automology should do an audiobook. I'd listen to
Yeah,
that
I
in the
saw that.
car.
I want Salami
Yeah.
to do it.
Or Salami.
Ooh.
I want Salami to make his own version.
Didn't know this update happened.
99%.
8 spicy noodles
How
during
long
this
has
update.
Salami played?
Who
I
knows,
have no
man?
idea.
Long time.
Since before
He's a veteran.
Gillinor existed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's been playing since Devious Mud. Anyway, I guess we can move on to some discussion about the introduction of mobile, since most of us don't even like know what Gingbino wrote about other than the updates. So I don't know. I guess one thing that we aren't going to talk about mobile is that we all like none of us want 60k an hour AFK Redwood-esque like methods for every skill.
Catering to mobile.
Like personally,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about how that's a sure thing. That just makes me really depressed.
It'll happen.
I can't
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
they actually said that
They
they weren't
won't.
going to cater content to mobile. Of course, they're going to cater content that favors mobile play.
That
Yeah,
exactly
100%.
reminded me of like Dead Man mode will take no dev time. Like they said that, and
Yeah.
it's just like immediately no, like that's not true, and it's the
Yeah.
same amount of like just blatant.
And also, I was watching a Q&A like 2 weeks ago, and they said they had to push some update back to mid-January because of the DMM Winter Finals.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's been a lot. I think Dead Man mode's been successful, but that initial like won't take any dev time. Like what? Like it doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Also,
I feel
like,
like with sorry, you go ahead.
like, I mean, they didn't. I don't know. I guess like I don't like that they lied about it, but I guess they didn't know Deadman mode would be so successful.
Yeah.
But they did
I-
lie about it taking dev time.
I feel like in the case of Deadman, they said it wouldn't take dev time, and then it did, but it was okay because it's been so successful and good for the game. Whereas I know in this case it'll be we won't pander towards the people that want easy escape and all that, but it'll happen. But it's a negative thing this time. It's not a positive thing. Like I think everyone's okay with Deadman taking up a little bit of dev time for the game to expand a lot.
Oh, definitely. I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
really
what I'm
exciting to
affect us
watch.
either.
Mobile's just going to be
As
a
the
negative
dev
thing
team
for the
gets
game.
bigger, it makes sense that they're doing these other projects, because if they were all developing for the main game at all times, like that's so much stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's already a lot. Like stuff's getting released faster than people can try it out, definitely.
I think
Yeah.
something to talk about as far as dev time goes, when we voted for this game to come out, we didn't even hit the threshold for development, I don't think. Or at least it was like a very
It was a small team, I think.
Just a
small
small
dev
team.
team.
Yeah, small
yeah.
team.
So, I mean, obviously, the game is going to grow, and we're going to need more devs to keep up with the amount of people that we're getting, and power creep is a thing, so we're going to get more updates. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but the mobile impact will probably be pretty AIDS, to be honest.
as is, I don't plan on playing mobile very often. I'm not at the point where I play like any mobile games. The closest thing I do to that is Chrome Remote Desktop NMZ, but I don't anticipate that changing. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
we
I've never
already
been a
have
mobile
mobile.
gamer, so like I don't plan on playing RuneScape on my phone.
Yeah, though
We
I do
already
think,
have mobile. Like, I don't know.
I
Nothing
mean,
new.
Chrome Remote Desktop is not a good UI for playing RuneScape. If they can improve on it, then there's opportunity
Yeah.
there. But I don't know. I don't know what people are going to do on it. Like, I can't imagine doing a quest on my phone.
Haven't you
Didn't
seen
you
the
think
video
that's
Torvesta
enjoyable?
PKing?
I did not
Torvesta
watch
PK'd
the
on
video.
the phone.
I try
Also,
not to
people
click
will
on his
request on their
videos,
phone.
but he makes it difficult.
I think the best case scenario for mobile though is like if they added in some drop feature that like made it easy to drop on mobile, like it wouldn't be great. Like I wouldn't be a huge fan of it, but I'd rather have it like them just make it easier to drop, but keep the existing methods rather than like add a new redwoods for fishing or something.
Yeah. Yeah, or even... I mean, people have talked about mobile bringing in, when you have your inventory, like the same thing every time. What's
Like
that called?
presets?
Presets.
Presets, yeah. They've talked about that with mobile, because, like, banking on mobile sounds just terrible.
Yeah.
And if it is, then I would want that to only be on mobile, but if they introduce it to mobile, it's going to come to the normal game.
Is banking
Yeah.
on mobile
Yeah.
really that bad if you use like 2 fingers to right click and then drop down? And
Maybe
then,
if it's like tap 2 to withdraw X or something. Like, I don't know how customizable or
that'd be
anything it's
nice.
going to be. But I'm just thinking, like, if the UI is bad and this game is old, so the UI is bad, like, even on computer, like, this game would definitely be improved if it was implemented today. But I don't know.
Man, what kind of content do you think we're gonna get for mobile catering?
Um,
I think it'll
I
be
don't know.
like free to play shit at the start. Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, most of the people trying out mobile, they're gonna be like, I imagine mobile is going to be like at the top of.
But do you really think a
the
bunch
App
of
Store.
casuals are gonna like look at the Apple, like the App Store?
Yeah, of
and
course
be
we're
like,
gonna have.
"Oh my
we're gonna have a
God."
lot of. I don't mean to be rude, but we're gonna have a lot of like third world people hopping on our game, and they're gonna be all free to play. We're gonna need a ton more free to play worlds to
gonna
cater
be-
to
There'll be
these
a lot of
people.
noobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a lot of free to play content at the start, and then people will start to enjoy it, and we'll get more membership, I think.
Yeah, we did
I
just get a
think
new
that-
free to play quest as well.
Oh fuck, free to play class.
Always good content.
And
I think-
if I lose 20 or 12k NMZ again, I will not be happy. Plus, I almost get kicked from TOTUS every time a quest comes out.
I mean, are you gonna do Dragon Slayer 2 though, Dan?
I'm not
Because,
going to do
like,
Dragon Slayer 2, but no one tell Arptastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And
I think they'll try and stray away from like catering towards mobile updates at the start for at least the first few months, and then the team will expand. There'll be more devs for the game because I think it'll really increase the player count, and then it'll just like I think there'll be a lot of the people that are voting for these polls. They'll be from mobile after
Holy
like
shit!
6 months.
Mobile players are gonna vote on polls.
Yeah, and like,
Oh,
6
God.
months time
Wait,
after the
do you-
release.
Do you ever
can
think?
see
No, not if they're free to play. There's not gonna be like 100% exclusive
No.
mobile players voting
But
Yeah,
on
but if it's
polls.
easy to
What I
buy
was thinking
membership
was-
in game, like people drop like $5-10 on mobile games all the time, like Clash of
Sure,
Clans
yeah.
nerds or something. I don't know.
Wait. But do you ever think that this update could breed a new type of player that's just a mobile-only player?
I mean, someone is going to max on mobile. It's not going to be me,
Like,
but
it's
it's
gonna
going
be
to be
Titan
That'll be an
Rider.
actual
Do you
player.
think there
Gonna
would
be
actually
drum
be
gun.
types of players that like discover the game on mobile and never play on a computer? They just play mobile.
I don't see that
Alright.
happening just because, like, I think that no matter how much you play mobile, you would, like, just think about how much better it would be on a desktop. And then
Yeah,
you
like,
would
you might
become
play it on
someone who
mobile
does
when you can-
both.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Like you might play mobile like when you only like have a tablet or something, but like when you have free time, you're gonna be a computer. Like you're not just gonna sit in bed with a tablet and play on that as opposed to your desktop.
Man, playing on a tablet is gonna be really nice. I feel like I'll look
Yeah, that'd
forward
be-
to that as opposed to like actual phone.
You guys
I
own a
mean,
tablet?
or if you get one of
Yeah.
those gigantic phones, then, I mean, that's practically...
Yeah, like the phones that are like cookie trays.
Yeah.
Do Do you think any methods will be really OP on mobile? Like, much easier to do?
So, like, darts is the first concern.
Yeah, of course.
Darts are already easy, and
Enchanting
then, like,
bolts.
What if they just make those both make X and everyone who hasn't done fletching kind of gets screwed over a little bit?
They've said explicitly, Ash said, and if he implements this, I won't be happy with him, that there's no plans on changing that.
Yeah, they did talk about that.
But other
Holy
than, like,
shit.
like being able to tap multiple places quickly, I can't think of anywhere where that's, like, too useful, other than enchanting bolts and darts.
Yeah, not really efficient things.
And enchanting bolts is like the best magic XP in the hour, or XP per hour in the game, but it's expensive and nobody does it.
I just thought of something that could be kind of broken if, like, they make it so you can change, like, kind of how Conduit has the shift click settings. If they have it like that, you could do prayer, like, one-tick bones very easily on, like, an iPad or whatever.
I
You'd have
mean,
to trade though, which would suck.
No, you could just
Yeah.
bank yourself. Well, whatever you do, like.
if you bank yourself, it's going to be slower, but
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
But
if
I'm
a-
just saying that'll be something very good in
Yeah, no, sure.
mobile,
Can you
even if
imagine
you're
if an
banking by
update like that
yourself.
is actually better on mobile, so you could like trade and then do prayer on your phone.
or what I was thinking was
Trade
like,
your phone from your
so
desktop.
gargoyles are only left clicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this is really sweaty, but if you preferred it, like, you can do right hand only, like, fishing or something, and be playing a gargoyle with your left hand.
Jinkies.
Yeah.
Meta.
Because then, because moving a gargoyle with fishing, like, it's possible, but it's not fun at all. But your left hand isn't doing anything, so, like, that's inefficient. And you should be doing knights with both feet too.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, like, personally, I learned to shop with my feet, so I can probably learn to do anything.
Okay.
Talented.
Okay.
Very talented.
Gifted feet.
I think fishing will be quite easy with the mobile, to be honest. But I also remember hearing from some of the people that tested mobile that prayer flicking was quite easy.
Oh, interesting.
Like one-tick flicking and that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. One-tick flicking.
The different
But,
end of the scale.
Yeah. But I've heard that's much easier apparently. So
Yeah, but everything that you would do one tick flicking during probably becomes harder. Even if, like, that one
Yeah.
fundamental aspect of it. It doesn't mean Inferno is going to be easy just because you can one tick flick.
I mean, you could do the first like 50 waves and then one-tick flicking on your phone
Oh, let's
and
do
then
some
swap
mobile
over.
Inferno.
If anyone does
Mobile
the
Inferno.
mobile Inferno, I will
Someone will.
drop to my knees.
Someone will do mobile Inferno.
I'm gonna do it in @Towboy.
Lame. Well, I think that's probably all for mobile. I don't know. I can't think of anything else that's going to be a problem, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I guess we can move on to the next topic. We're gonna be talking about game modes we'd like to see. I mean, something like Hardcore, Ultimate Iron Man. I don't think most of these alternate game modes really apply to us, but maybe Fraser would be interested.
No, they
Like-
would suck. I don't want any.
Yeah.
There are
Just
so
from,
many
like, a
alternate
theory
game modes
crafting
already.
perspective, Hardcore Ultimate's really cool because dying is such an important part of Ultimates. But I'm not playing it. I'm not logging
Yeah,
into one, and it's just an
completely changes the
excuse
meta.
for some people to go try to be rank 1 because there's
Don't we have
definitely
like 6 high scores?
yeah. And there's the type of person who just wants to be rank 1 on a high score, you know. So
No matter what.
no matter what.
Shout out to Panda Vark. Always rank 1 on Deadman seasonals and tournaments.
Is he really?
The man's a
see,
beast.
I've never even heard of that, so I don't
He
know.
crushed me
That's
while
kinda funny,
hunting,
though.
and he wouldn't listen to me trying to like tell him where to hunt, and he told me that he was rank 1, and then I just like blew my mind.
Yeah. All right.
Sort of like a Link's Titan experience, you know, rank 1.
Yeah.
Put you in your place, Racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really see a problem with it. Like, if there's not much step time dedicated to it,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal if they just like put it in and then the 10 people that want to play it, if they play it and they enjoy
I don't
it.
care if there's 1,000
That's fine.
hours of dev time dedicated to it.
Yeah.
They're not doing
Honestly,
other stuff.
if they're adding more dev time to new game modes and spending less time on changing the game for the worse, that's not the worst thing.
Okay, in terms of alternate game modes, I would probably say Hardcore is probably by far the best because all they did was take Iron Man, make it you can only die once, and it's really popular.
Yeah, they turned
Yeah.
the little helmet red. Ooh.
They didn't do anything else.
Honestly, if you're playing hardcore Iron Man, not like Alkin, I mean, I guess it's not in the spirit, but if you're playing for ranks, I don't know why you would boss and assume that you're safe. Like Alkin,
Yeah.
Alkin has
It's
the
kind of a
smartest way
streamer
of
game
playing.
mode, though. I
Yeah,
think.
no, I mean definitely.
Or YouTube videos or whatever. Like if you're not sharing risky content, then you're just, I don't know.
How sad is it streaming knowing your viewers want you to die?
Yeah, but this is.
Well, it's like if they're doing crafting or something and it's a hardcore Iron Man, it's like I don't care. I'm not gonna watch you. But if you're doing like Sarah or something, like that is something that will make me click. I don't know. Speaking of hardcore Iron Man, it's Sarah. R.I.P. Like.
On that topic, it's a bit off topic from this, but that thing that Sween tweeted about like the divine coin thing.
Oh yeah.
That's so lame.
There.
Fuck
What is that?
It's like
Oh,
in
yeah.
RS3 you can have 3 lives on your hardcore Iron Man.
No
Hey,
lives.
GP,
No
right?
lives.
Or is it
Yeah, I think
real
you pay
real
GP.
dollars?
Real dollars.
If it was real dollars, absolutely not. GP's still shitty though.
They're gonna
I
make
can
us.
see it.
They're gonna make us buy bonds for extra hardcore Iron Man lives.
If you DC
Once
once,
mobile
you'll
comes
DC
out.
3 times. It's so dumb. But yeah, I mean, he tweeted that, but then like 10 minutes later, he was like, "All right, I get it. The answer is no."
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's good though.
Yeah.
I
Tweeted
think,
one time, he just said, "I think I heard a no," and then he tweeted again, and he was like, "All right, guys, seriously, stop. I understand that you don't want it."
mhm.
That's some extremely negative backlash.
It was
Yeah, he
real
did
bad.
get- I mean, it's a stupid idea. He's gonna get negative backlash
They don't really bring it up because the streamers are dying.
because Lake died. Yeah.
Yeah. No care for Bodhi though.
Nope, no lives.
Rest in peace.
No extra lives.
I also think with the
Didn't
hardcore,
servers get better after Bodhi died?
they did,
Think
yeah. Yeah. I think with the
Smart.
hardcore, you shouldn't even be able to log in once you die. Like your account
Yeah.
shouldn't become an Iron
Yeah,
Man.
I
It should be
agree.
hardcore.
Should be
one death, you're
deleted.
done. Yeah.
That would be a lot more fun if they deleted your account.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
there's no reason to make a normal Iron Man, except for you have to tell people how you died if you started as a hardcore. Because then you might have to
I
tell
hate
someone
that.
you died at Knights or something, or at or RD Guards or something. I don't know.
Can you wear a mark of shame to distinguish dead hardcores from regular Iron Men?
I think
They'd still
Alkin
love-
said
they'd
something
love
like
that
that on his.
Yeah, you should have that.
It said
That's okay, yeah.
like game modes, like all game modes should have like a death counter.
Or they're still, or maybe they're just not counted. Like they're still Iron Man, but they're not on the Iron Man high scores after they die.
That would be
I don't
pretty
know.
mean.
Yeah,
No, I think that's fine.
but like they've already been on one high score.
Yeah.
That's where they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, doesn't their name just get X'd out?
Yeah, X'd out, but then they go to the Iron Man high scores.
But
Yeah.
then you'd have like some shit on CML or something where you have like dead hardcores, high scores, like of
I
their
mean,
new accounts.
yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
Is there a
I don't
It
know.
makes
Hardcore
them
filter?
happy. Yeah, there is actually.
Oh.
And then I guess in turn, like on the actual topic that we were supposed to be talking about, I guess like a game mode that I would be interested in is like Group Iron Man to play with the boys, but I'm pretty sure that's coming out.
Yeah, I'd watch people do group Iron Man, and then like I'd probably fuck around on one with the boys
Wait,
for a little
you
while.
want Group Iron Man?
Yeah, just to fuck around.
What?
How
I
long
think
would
the
you
concept's
last?
nice. for
Like, who
that.
cares?
It's just not long term.
Rank 1 is just gonna be some guy playing with like 3 other accounts that are all him.
Gonna do
But,
Road
yeah.
to Obor with my
That'll be
friends and then
Tyler.
quit.
Oh, yeah, Road
or
to
would
War.
rank 1 just be like some guy with 2 slaves like grinding for him?
Yeah, that's what it
Omar
would
gets
be.
his maid to play.
There'd just be some sweaty geeks going for rank 1.
Yeah. But can
It's-
you
it's
imagine
just
how
like an Iron Man
awful
with
it
an
must
account
be?
chat.
To,
Maybe like Lowlander and his brother. Like that'd be kind of funny.
But they already have
Okay,
that.
bro.
Yeah. That's what, I
Forehead.
think that's rank 1 ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah, they already have that game mode.
Free Lowell Jr.
You'll just end up being a slave and grinding supplies for the Iron Man that does the skilling.
Yeah. It's just Iron Man with ult.
That's a good. So Parker's talking about like you can trio, like bandos and stuff, and that
Ooh.
makes it so there's really not much risk. But I guess
Yeah.
it's not hardcore. But I don't know.
Yeah, so it makes more sense.
But yeah, bossing would
Actually-
be much easier if you're in a group. But that makes sense, and you have to go with your boys. Like that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But people would get pissed and be like, "Hey, my friend quit or something. Can I get another guy in there?" Or I don't know.
And
That's
could you
the big
imagine
issue.
playing hard? Could you imagine playing Group Iron Man by yourself? Like you pay for all 3 accounts.
First of
Maybe
all,
you
it's
would
just
do
like
it.
a sad existence generally.
You have no friends, so you have to play Group Iron Man by yourself on 3 accounts.
Yeah.
At
Well, I
least
thought
there
about
is
doing
someone
VA
burning
on
out.
5 accounts at one point, like seeing if I could complete like all 10 waves just with. But then I realized that was like going to be pretty sad if I did it, so I didn't.
You said you're looking forward to Group Ironman, Dumbfounded.
Yeah.
When it comes out, do you think you'll last very long on the mode, or like a month or two, or
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna play
A
it on
week?
release. Probably just like a casual thing with some friends every now and then. Play a bit. I
I
don't
think
know.
most
Like,
people will be like that though. It'll just be completely dead after like 6 months.
Definitely.
yeah, but I mean, I'm sure that. Well, I guess they have to find a way to link the accounts together. I don't know how much engine work that'll take, but
It's good for Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
perfect for Twitch. Like, and anything like that brings publicity to the game.
And I think that's the only reason why I think it's fine to introduce Group Ironman is just because exposure for the game. Because people make YouTube series on it, there'll be Twitch streams, but it's not like a real competitive mode, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just got a lot of
It
flaws
would
with
just
it.
be like a goofy side mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd prefer it to be. Like,
Yeah.
people just play it like that, but obviously people won't.
But I mean, if some people don't want to do it casually, they want to do it competitively. Like, sure, go for it. But I think most people will take it as a, I don't know, just a
For the boys.
goofy little thing. Because then only
How
like
would the
one
high
of you
scores work?
needs to do the
I don't know
crafting
how the high
grind and
scores would
stuff.
work.
I don't know. Total between the three
The
accounts.
average total?
No, I think like combined total. I guess that's like the same metric though.
Yeah.
Assuming that there's a standard
Yeah.
group size.
Because obviously we would
Average
have
total would
that
be fucked,
problem
yeah.
of like your friend quits, so now you're just a duo group Iron Man or something.
You go group Iron with an alt.
Well, yeah, like at the start, you would want to give like the information to others just in case. I guess I don't know.
Oh, would they do
They-
that then? If Group Iron Man encourages account sharing?
Yeah, I don't know, but it
Think
definitely
so.
would. If I say I'm done, but you're the one who did woodcutting, and I need some logs or some shit, like let me on your account.
Actually, that's true. If you're all Group Iron Men, you would probably just account share all three.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a listen. You're not done till I'm done type thing. You can't let your friends burn out. In Group Iron Man.
I think it's silly because like the whole point of playing an Iron Man is to not play ults. And like
Yeah, what-
I feel like Mainscape is you play ults, and if you don't, you're being inefficient. Whereas with Iron Man, you can't use ults really. I mean, there's a few things like Hunter and all that, but
You're not allowed to
Realistically-
use ults anyway.
yeah. Well, no, you are actually, but I feel like playing Iron Man is the mode without ults, and the main high scores is the mode with ults. And then playing Group Iron Man is like Iron Man with ults, and it's like pointless.
Yeah,
It's true.
A more
If you
tedious main.
get a
we
better
play
name.
blood.
Anyway, I
Get
think,
a better name for it.
I think we should move on out of this topic. I don't really like talking about Iron Man.
So, is there any mode aside from Group Iron Man that we'd like to see introduced?
No.
it would
is
have
it
to
just
be
a solid
something
nerd?
that I haven't heard of until
Yeah.
now. Like it would have to
Yeah,
be
that's
something
something that
brand new.
interests me.
Nothing else that I've heard of sounds fun.
Half XP game mode.
Oh no, 2014 skate or 2013 skate.
Oh,
That's
well,
what I wanna see.
that's like
Yeah,
a
something like
separate
that.
game.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
would,
that
they would
would-
have to make just a completely new legacy server or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a neat idea, but I don't think that'll happen. That would split the community too much. But I guess that's what they said
Yeah.
about old school too.
Yeah, so that's a solid note from all of us to
Yeah.
new modes.
No more
Yeah,
game
yeah.
modes that aren't Group Iron Man for me and my friends. Anyway,
Maybe hardcore ultimate, but only if they're really bored.
No one would play that, man. Really.
Yeah, you're right.
So, if you've ever played Ultimate, it's just not fun. You genuinely have to be kind of brain dead to play Ultimate Iron Man. It's not fun at all.
Kendall makes it look fun. She says it's like if you just kind of like dick around on it, like
The early
it's not
game's
that
fun,
bad.
But once
But if you
get
try to
2K
take it
total,
seriously, it's bad.
like
when
playing
you're
Iron
grinding the
Man,
99s.
yeah, that's not fun, man.
But I think like Questcape on a ultimate would be, I don't know.
That sounds chancer, and I love questing.
I mean, most of the meta is like on an Ultimate Iron Man, you suicide for a lot of things, and if you can't do that, the grind becomes so much worse.
That's a good
It
point.
would
Yeah,
just be a really unfun game mode.
I
gotta
think
get
it's
all the
actually good,
Entrana
though.
stuff out of the way.
To not be able
Would
to
instantly
suicide,
die.
that's good.
I know it
I
is
mean,
good, but
I don't like that they can use a looting bag and make it infinitely easier for them, or Zora storage or anything like that.
Pretty much multiple banks they have.
Alright.
Anyway,
next question.
let's move on to one of my favorite topics ever is, talking about burnouts. And we're going to talk about who we see being the next burnout in top 30 EHP.
So not okay. So not currently burnt out. So you can't say like
Yeah.
Vestfold or something.
Yeah, you
All right,
can't-
I'm
you
gonna
can't
look
say
up
Vestfold.
the
Are you allowed
current.
to say Pano or not?
Pano's,
It's kind of
Pano's
already
on a
burnt.
41 wheat.
I know it's unburnt.
Pano's
Pano's
crispy already.
It's on a 41. Is it all NMZ though? I don't know.
It's like NMC and agility.
Jesus.
NMZ and agility, yeah.
This is the least burnt I've seen. Sins is on a 139. Oscar 139. This is nuts.
Well, that's just because of the comp.
Yeah.
But I'd say Gingbino. He's pretty much said that he's
Yeah.
going to burn out, so he's going to burn out because
Wait,
Yeah, I was thinking
is Ging
that-
is Ging gone?
Bino and
Because
Trick, I
like,
think they're gonna
he's at
quit.
15 right now. I think
So-
Trick will stick around.
I think I'll
So
say
he's-
NYJ. I reckon
NYJ.
NYJ. I think he's
What-
gonna peak. He's gonna get all of his overall XP. He's gonna have nothing left that he wants to do, and then he's just gonna
He
slowly
has
burn
so
out.
much arty. Like if he's content to still play the game, like just run the roost for a while.
did
It's
Ging
hit
say
up
he's
hit up
quitting, like, with
Wyverns
that-
on Country Song and I don't know.
Some fun.
with that like entire 50-page thing he wrote? Did he say he was like gonna quit or something?
I
Said it
think
before,
it's
I
just
think.
been known for a while that like
Yeah.
after they finish their set goals of the 3 or 4 200 mils or whatever, like that's it.
I think it'll be Razor Beast.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
Oh yeah, Razor.
Just
Yeah.
because
That's pretty crispy.
I don't know, he's been doing just agility and zone for a while with a tiny bit of fishing sprinkled in. Maybe he'll find motivation, but I don't know. He's like going straight for agility, it would seem.
It seems
so.
like he's a perfectionist, and gatherers, I think you can't be a perfectionist.
Isn't he pretty young though?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
young.
He's
I
like
think he's
12
like-
years old these days.
I mean,
13,
20 or
14.
20 or 21 isn't that young.
Thought he was like 20. But
Maybe
I don't
20.
know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got one of the worst walls in the game though.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
like
scary.
there is
So
a
him
bad.
and
huge
NYJ
wall.
both have huge walls, but I think NYJ will crack it down with his boy
We'll have to wait and
DMP.
see.
I don't know.
They've got such a small, like, tight-knit community that I don't see them burning out.
I don't know. That wall is pretty
It's
high.
a tall wall, definitely.
But it's such a small community they have that when one person quits, then it makes it much harder for the rest of them, you know?
I think
That's
that,
true.
like, I mean, Dave has disappeared for periods of time, and then, like, they're just always there when he comes back. There's enough of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them are just super consistent. Like, if you talk about consistency, which I guess is kind of a pun, there's, like, Paul, Evan, Wiggins, like, all these people have been playing consistently for a long time.
What about Broads? He's ranked 27.
I think Broads is already kind of crispy, isn't he? Like,
I didn't think
Yeah,
it was him
he has
playing.
been at least.
Oh, he
Oh,
gone.
that's Dan
29 week.
Gleesack? Okay, I didn't know who that was.
You know, that's Isolate Broads.
Okay.
I mean,
Someone was
he's on a
talking
200
about
month.
I never
on
know who
200
Carly
month.
Rae Jepps is.
Carly
Oh.
Rae Jepps is in the shadows.
Isn't he Murder Chain or whatever?
Not NMZ though.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I have no idea.
I would say like Charlie Jeffs, but I feel like he's just like always been on such a low weed for forever. Like,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just been
can't
playing.
consider him burnt.
Yeah.
I think the top 30 is looking pretty good right now. Like everyone looks pretty good. Like it doesn't look like anyone's really burnt. Looks like they might burn.
If you
about
asked me a
Westworld,
few
Dave?
months ago, I would have said AJ, but the man just keeps on ticking.
Yeah, you're just ticking all day,
The father.
ticking those redwoods. That's
I wish we could like see what it's like in a year or something, because we'll just have a bunch of people who are 3 bill XP with no slow skills and then they just die.
It'd be interesting. It's so hard to tell, like so early on.
Well, because we'll end up like that. There'll be just a bunch of people with like 3.4 bill XP and they left all the worst skills for last.
The worst.
Well,
Yeah, in terms of
The worst for
difficulty,
them.
I guess.
the worst for them.
All right, moving on. We're going to talk about Volcano Island, Fossil Island, that's what it's called, sorry. We're going to mostly talk about herbivore, volcanic mine, swimming, and personally I think that all of this content is, well, I think swimming is kind of cool, but
Delete Fossil Island.
volcanic mine and herbivore, like I hate them for different reasons. Like
We can delete the top of Fossil Island. Like, the island itself is fine, as long as, like, the little area underwater we keep. I would be fine with deleting everything else. I don't know.
Delete
Well-
Fossil Island. Make
Well-
the mahogany trees grow faster.
Volcanic mine is just like really sad excuse for content, I feel like, and
But it's just dumb.
it's just ruining one of the hardest skill in the game. For like when you have people like Omar able to do mining, it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of like a real jinkies moment, you know. And then Herbivore just adds to like those shit skill or trifecta nerds. They get another skill that's super easy for them, even though they're not going to make money from it. But they get Herbivore, which
Yeah.
is super easy. I don't know how many people have done 200 mil Hunter off Herbivore yet, but there will be people.
I mean, Cap King did quite a bit at speed, didn't he?
Yeah, Cap King, as far as a main goes, I think like total Hunter XP situation would probably have the most. Didn't he do 200 mil pretty much?
Tyler? No, he's only done 60 mil.
Oh.
But it's still
I think
fair
Tails
bit.
has done a bit,
Yeah,
hasn't he?
Tails has done
Oh,
a
it's
lot.
Tails.
Tails
Tails
did
is
a
what
lot.
I was thinking of.
He was
Okay.
almost finished though when it came out.
Yeah, I think he had
Oh.
50 mil left.
Okay.
He had like 550k Richins already banked when Herbivore came
Yeah.
out.
Regardless of XP rate, is Herbivore like good content even?
I don't know how
It is,
fun
yes.
it is.
It's really enjoyable actually. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. I think Herbivore's pretty good content for
Yeah, I think
Iron
it's
Man.
fine.
For mains, no. I don't think it's good content for mains. I think it's really good for Iron Man though. Like it's kind of interactive. You have to like kind of use your brain. And it's also like quite enjoyable to do for a long period of time. And it's also efficient if you're like quick. So
For Iron Man,
I think it's pretty
Is there
good.
like a
Yeah, for
big
Iron Man.
like you can separate someone who's good versus someone who's bad, or is it pretty brain dead? I haven't like looked
You
into
could
it.
separate them, yeah.
Okay, that's good. I like when
Plus-
there's like a skill curve kind of.
Plus, with Iron Man, you should be doing like broad arrows while you run around as well. So it
Yeah,
also
I see
adds that
someone
as
doing
well.
that.
I saw the
Which is
Wasteman
nice.
doing that.
I
I
saw
think.
Aloe doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I think it
not
was
the
Aloe I
Wasteman.
watched.
Also, I think Cap King gets a pass for pretty much anything. I'd be okay with Cap King, AF King all the way to 200
Got
mil.
it.
Yep.
Cap King Gains Corporation #1.
Yeah.
The only person on the top page besides Solace, by the way. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
What do you
I think
think of the
that-
Wyverns?
Oh my god.
I mean, wyverns are bad, and they should have been a skip task and everything.
How
but
have they
like,
not added that
They're
yet?
horrendous, dude.
No,
they
they-
suck.
I think the JMod said that they wouldn't make it a skip task because they want the high
no,
level
they've
nerds
changed
to
that
suffer.
now.
No, they're
Yeah, they
supposed to have changed it, but they haven't fixed it yet.
No, they're just going to do it with the round of Fossil Island updates, which makes sense. Like, people wanted it sooner than that, but, like, doing it with Fossil Island updates does make sense. Like, when they're going to make
So
whatever changes to swimming that they're going to.
I guess that doesn't really impact 99% of the community having it just left like that, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I watched a streamer do the Fossil Island Wyverns for like an hour. The drop table is so awful. I can't believe they released them.
Yeah,
They're
it's
harder. They're harder than skeletal wyverns.
yeah. There's no reason to do them. Period. Like, I guess like eventually you can get the shield is expensive, but mainly expensive because no one does them, and it's like really really rare.
What does a shield even do?
It's like when someone attacks you, is a chance that they get frozen, I believe.
I think that's an activate. That's like an ice barrage or something.
Oh, it's like
Really?
DFS where you like right click and activate.
But yeah,
Yeah,
this is.
I think
like,
that's what
pretty,
they called it as, at least.
I've actually
It-
never
it-
seen
it's
that
taught
item
us
in
that-
game.
If we learn
Either.
that Mod Maz is designing a drop table, like just don't train 3 alts in order to be able to do the content.
That's true. That's a
I
good
can't
point.
believe Mod Maz actually made the Fossil Island Wyvern drop table. It's so bad.
I mean, I can believe that she did it. Looking
Yeah.
at it,
Didn't she make birdhouses?
yeah. And I don't know anything about like the mid level methods.
Who
Does
the
anyone
fuck
even-
does that?
Has anyone even
Who the
built a
fuck does
birdhouse?
birdhouses?
A number of birdhouses built in, probably Totus nerds.
If
and
y'all
that's
ain't
it.
doing your birdhouse runs daily, free rank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about the prayer this morning as well. Like, there'd be so few people that have ever done that prayer method.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has
we
to
were
be
talking
released
about
as
that.
content.
There's a prayer method?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's
has
a
to
prayer
do with
method
like
that includes
fossils.
fossils.
You said he's done it.
Oh, I remember everyone
Fjord did it
freaking
on
out about
accident,
it.
but other than that, I know no one who's done it.
He might be the only one
Well,
that's touched it.
originally the way they pitched it, I thought that the prayer training method on Fossil Island would be like prayer taught or something, like free prayer training, because you
Yeah,
just
like
turn
sort
in
of-
fossils. But
Yeah.
including the time it takes to get the fossils, the Fossil Island prayer training method is awful. It's terrible.
Yeah,
You can tell it's Mod Maz's idea. Like, you have to be really separated from the community to think that
and
prayer
people
training
complain
method
about
was-
like early level hunter, and I agree that like the bird catching is bad, but as soon as you get to salamanders, there's nothing to complain about. Like,
I like bird catching.
I don't understand why
actually
they
like
put it on
bird catching as
Fossil
well.
Island. Isn't it kind of hard to get to Fossil Island to get 100 kudos?
get 100
Like,
kudos.
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
to the
Yeah.
100
that's not
kudos.
really being a noob. Like, you've trained Hunter by that point. It's not really
Yeah.
low-level content
Hopefully,
anymore.
at least.
Yeah. You at least have
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, you're always gonna have 9 when you go there. I'm not
Uh,
even sure what level the birdhouses are. I think like level 30 or something like that.
And
That
then they've got
range.
that the seaweed thing, the giant seaweed. So that's pretty useful for Iron Man, but I guess it's completely not useful for mains.
yeah, the only reference, like the mermaid tiers, and I can go on a rant about swimming in a moment, but like, yeah, the seaweed spores are good for Iron Man, but like, there's nothing useful to buy from that store from mains. Like, it gives you 2 different currencies that are both like equally useless. Numalite is like, you just get infinite amount of it doing anything on there.
It felt really unfinished. The whole island felt really like unfinished.
Yeah, and swimming.
There's just more to add.
I think swimming is excellent content. It's been terribly managed by the staff in terms of like, it doesn't have a name. Like, there's not a I'm going to go do this. It's just like the underwater thieving method, which I think is like really, really dumb. And like, I don't know, they just haven't shown it off on any streams or anything, even though I
Yeah.
think it's like really fun and
Yeah, it is.
efficient.
My biggest beef with the Fossil Island is like 2 parts to this. It's all with Volcano Mine, but like first of all, the fact that it's like 85% AFK. So like, not only is mining pretty easy to like AFK now, like you can also like theoretically play an alt during it. So you took a skill that it was very hard, like could not make much money during. It made it easy both to do and to make money during, which is pretty bad in my opinion. And also just like Jmod's responses to like people who've tweeted them about like, hey, you should nerf Volcano Mine. They're just like, no, it's fine. And like it's very clearly not.
Yeah. It's so over the polled rate. It's ridiculous.
What was the
Yeah,
hold
just-
rate? 82.
just follow
Theoretical
through.
math was
82K now.
Just
82K.
follow through with the pulled rate. Like,
It's easily over 100k now.
I would be fine
Like,
with that
that's
with
so
swimming
dumb.
too. Like, it's sticking to the pulled rate. Like, it makes sense.
it's really
Yeah.
odd
Yeah, it doesn't
how
need to be changed, does it? It's still efficient.
Swimming right now is like 1.3 HP an hour, which is
Technically,
fine.
it's efficient.
So that's
but,
what
I mean.
they looked at it and said people aren't doing it. We need to buff it when the numbers support doing it. It's everything except for the numbers that make people not want to do it. And spam clicking for 30 seconds at a time is really not fun. The fun part is swimming to the next spot. So like, I don't know.
Also, recently, it's not even a problem with that, but Jmods tend to see pulled rates and numbers provided in dev blogs more as suggestions rather than what it should be, because they tend to like not even pay attention to pulled rates anymore and just do whatever they want.
What's the point of saying 82k? Why not just like 80k, 85k if it's
Yeah,
that
it sounds
close?
like they've done
Like-
calculations when they clearly haven't.
Yeah.
If they drop the 82k on us, it needs to be 82k. Like,
Yeah. Say
Yeah,
80 to
it's
85
insane.
if you're not sure. Like, saying a specific number like that.
I don't think anyone would be too upset if it said 80 to 85k.
Yeah.
82k
Yeah, but
just
when it
seems a
says
bit weird.
82, that sets a standard.
But also, that might point to like a bitter flaw in that like they may have calculations at 82k, but it's like with Jmods doing the Australian content, and so they don't think like
Yeah.
the way that a Stiller would. So like when you get people like who are absolutely like mechanically skilled at the game to go do the content, like they're gonna get a way different rate than Jmods.
Oh, and it's beyond stupid that you could 3-tick on release.
Yeah.
Okay, they say in the poll that you will not be able to tick manipulate in the volcanic mine, and the only possible way to tick manipulate was able to be done. Like, it's the only thing you could possibly do for it. It's just the known way to 3-tick Purist. That's what you did, and it made the rates like over 150k an hour, which was just silly.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was put into the game.
It was like that way
That's
for
a
like
really
2 weeks or
bad
so,
QA.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
No.
for a while.
It was for
Awful.
like 2 months or something, dude.
Yeah, it was for a long time.
Oh, really?
It was bad, yeah.
Yeah, you were able to 3-tick Volcanic Mine for over 2 months.
Jeez.
Someone should have just like kept that secret and used it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did.
If only-
I
keep
mean,
it secret.
no one really abused it though. Like,
No,
if
that's
you
what I
look at the
mean.
hunter,
Someone
It's about
should, someone
I mean,
should
if you
have
look at the
really
mining
abused
months, if people were doing fat 150k hours all the time, like nobody was getting that.
Yeah, but I'm saying someone should have.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
definitely.
I knew about it, I probably would have abused it. I think that abusing methods when you know them and other people don't is pretty good. Although I guess that's a bug.
Yeah,
And
that,
that-
was
the
very
3-ticking thing,
explicitly
Yeah,
a
That's
bug.
the,
in
that's the
my
problem
opinion.
if it's a bug. Alright, I
Yeah,
guess.
and then
Yeah,
I'm not done with
we've got a
volcanic
lot
mine.
of questions. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
I'm not done with Fossil Island yet. Isn't
Alright.
there also like
That's
a way to?
Alright.
Isn't- I'm pretty sure there's a way to get like passive fishing XP or something. Isn't
Wait.
that also dead content with alongside prayer?
Oh,
Oh,
you
you can do
Bird
it.
house.
There's like
Oh.
fish nets at the
It's
bank
really
chest.
lay out
expensive
the
because it
net.
needs jute. It
What
needs
is
like
that?
it's a hop.
It's
Oh.
fun.
It's
Stuff mod
You go do
maps,
farm
bros.
runs.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
only person that I've ever known that does it is like you could do on the fossil or on the where you dive down, you could get like you could just do it there, and during 14x14s you could get like 0 time fishing XP, but it requires jute, and the only person that I've known who has done it at all is Zoidberg.
No, Matt,
But, like-
Mad Dan got some jute.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe
a hop
that
running
all
guide.
these things on Fossil Island have made hops like a bit useful. I mean, you have to use Yanillions to
Yeah.
protect
I
your
merged the shit out
mahogany.
of those.
If you had Yanillions before Fossil Island, you probably made a ton of money.
Yeah, but like people still aren't doing hop runs. Like that's their attempt to bring back quote unquote dead content. When in reality, that should have just been some shit that
Yeah.
already exists and is in the economy.
They gotta just
If
make
you-
brewing better.
Fuck that. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
completely dead content is prayer, the fishing.
Fishing,
That's completely dead. And
ancient
I think they
wyverns.
said, yeah, ancient wyverns. They suck.
Birdhouses.
Birdhouses.
I think it
are
was
dead.
supposed to
Volcanic
be that-
mine's dead.
I think you can kill the lobsters. Like that was supposed to be content underwater,
That's dead too.
and
Oh,
people
actually,
did it
isn't
for like 3 days, and then like nobody's done it since.
What do the lobsters give?
It's pretty good
it's
for
like
fossils.
the fastest way to get fossils.
Yeah,
So like
And fossils
hypothetically,
for
that
prayer?
could be used with prayer. Yeah,
but I think to get fossils, most people do the Siliucept woodcutting, which we haven't.
yeah,
talked
either
about
wood
yet.
cutting or swimming.
Oh, the mushroom
Yeah.
thing. Isn't that like
Yeah, the
pretty
mushroom
decent?
woodcutting.
It's
It's
like
a good method, but it's just too high rates. It's
No, that's what
I
I
think it's
mean.
what
I
they
mean,
call-
like the rates are pretty like decent.
yeah, like 90k.
Yeah, they're really high.
But I haven't seen anyone do it long term that I think is like good, or at
no,
least
they're
that I
much
know
higher
of.
than 100k. I think.
Yeah,
I think
no,
they're
I
like
thought-
110k.
No,
I thought
people
they were
say
higher than
100k,
100.
but that's like an hour, and it's RNG based. So like I've heard long term, it's more like 90.
How altable is it?
Not. Or oh wait, I don't know. I'm
It's pretty
talking out of my
AFK.
ass.
Like, what kind of alts could you play with it? Like several gargoyle?
Yeah, you could.
Could you do Zulrah?
It's what do we likened it to AFK Teaks. It was
Oh,
that level
okay.
of AFK. So if you were to go on AFK Teaks, it was that sort of similar thing. So you could play like 3 ults at the same time. It's pretty AFK, but it's not super AFK. And I think it's a pretty good method, and it's quite fun content. But it's the rate's too high.
Yeah. Alright, moving
it?
on. We gotta talk about alts and general alt abuse that has been getting bigger recently. Like, Din's Bulwark, spec transfer, and this new method, quite similar to Lavardi. I just think that
I mean, you
general...
just refer to it as Lavardi. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like the same thing.
Yeah, so
Lavardi, but viables.
like you can do something while you run your alts to the lava or to the fire altar, sorry. And I feel like while these methods are technically efficient, well, not even like they're just efficient to do, but at what point you have to decide that you're really not enjoying the game and doing that shit. I think the spec transferring thing isn't too bad.
The spec transfer thing is neat, but like I mean, I don't think it's going to be something that like the average player definitely isn't doing it, and even like most slayers, like it's already good enough that like spending a ton of time getting your alt to the point where it has like Desert Ami 4 and stuff. It's going to be a pretty unique type of player who's doing that.
Mm-hmm. And also, these methods are for people with more money than they know what to do with, because you're going to need, like, if you're a macro main, you're going to be needing to make money with alts, right? But if you're using
Yeah.
your alts during the two longest skill, well, I guess Slayer technically not the
so if you're
longest
doing
skill.
rune crafting,
The way
sure,
most
sure,
people
sure.
do Slayer, it's runecrafting and Slayer are the longest skills, unless
Yeah.
you count agility, but that's kind of like a money-making skill. The two skills where you would make money, like runecrafting and Slayer, you're going to be using alts that you can't make money with, and that's just so many hours that you could actually be making money instead. And I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a good point.
Unless you
need
do
to
all your
be-
gatherers and you flip while you're doing it, and
Like
you
finesse.
could do agility as well to make you just like I guess it's
You'd have to
possible you
play
can make
with
the money.
Seth's sheet for a while probably, and like
Ooh.
see if it's possible to, because like if you look at RC, like that's an easy like 1.5 build just from running a Gargalt the whole time. Like it's such a long skill that like any kind of passive money adds up, and if you get rid of that passive money, all of a sudden you're like running out of time on 200 mil.
Yeah, I would say definitely like. I don't see many people doing the trading your alts not long term. Like maybe for like a week comp or something if they want to like really get over EHP. But it's still like it's RC's pretty long, but like it's pretty like relaxing. Like you have a little bit of banking time, but most of the time it's just relaxing. You take that and just like make it annoying to do. Still long hours, and then also like lose the ability to make money. It's like not really good, I would say, for like if you want to stay long term return on the law.
And I
I
think
sound like I-
Kaizuri is just like he's doing lavas while running alongside with an alt. So like
Alt
he's
trading
not
is
doing
cancer.
something else. What?
Alt trading is cancer. I would never. I don't
I-
want to ever do
I
a method
did-
with alt trading.
I did like maybe 4 hours of Addy Plates trading, and I've never had less fun in the game. I absolutely hate trading myself. That's why I would do prayer just
Yeah,
like-
I'd probably solo prayer too. To be
well,
honest.
I wouldn't solo. I would use my alt's house and have it light bones, but
Yeah. Okay.
I would run the bones myself. Or I don't know. Yeah.
Me and
I do
Fraser
think that-
actually broke the alt trading meta the other day. We're gonna do alt trading at Blast Furnace and add an extra 10k. It's now 410k. So anyone
Excellent.
going 400k an hour in a 410k zone is a free rank from now on.
Yep, shit is.
Assuming that you're a perfect trader every time, because I'm pretty sure by the time I would finish trading, like I could have done a fucking lap. Like
Sounds like you just want to be inefficient then.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
True.
I
That's
love
all
it.
I'm hearing.
Yeah.
sounds a bit something like that.
The one out lava trading that like Bazuri is doing though, like that could probably be done long term. Like,
I-
you
Yeah,
can still
it could be
Pizzeria
done
probably
long
is
term, but you're not
so
making any
gross.
money. You're not doing a Gargalt during that time. And I don't know like how much of a benefit. I don't know if he's in the chat or if anyone knows like what kind of rates he gets.
Petra said 90k.
Didn't he have
That's
a
really fucking
500
good.
plus k 6 hour? Like,
Yeah,
it was
I
over
was looking at it
500K?
earlier to see what Pot Often's was. I don't remember what he got though. But like I assumed it was stored XP at first, but it's not.
I don't know. I feel like you could play guard if you're trading your alt. Like, if you're not doing 100% trad with the alt trading, just like getting as often as you can, you'd probably still play like a guard or I don't know something more AFK like like Amethyst like Sense is doing. That would probably be doable.
Yeah, Amethyst is like about the same as Gargs, I think, in terms of money, but you need 99 mining.
Honestly, Parker has raised a valuable point here in the chat. Has efficiency gone too far? And I agree with the sentiment. Like, I feel like when alt abuse gets to a point where it's just like you'd be silly not to do it, but it just kind of ruins the fun. And
Yeah.
I'm like a moral alt user, you know? Like, I don't want to go too far. Like, I'm like Zoid, but a bit worse, you know? That's how I feel when I hear about these types of things.
I've always ever just like played it when it's convenient. Like I'm not going to be the most efficient player, but if it makes it more fun if I'm playing an alt, or if I'm able to play an alt, then I will. Like I'm not going to do it during, I don't know, some random bullshit
Do you
like
take
fishing.
woodcut?
Yeah, I don't know, mining and Gargs or something. I don't know.
People who play Gargs with fishing or mining, those kids are too sweaty for me. People who trade S for lavas, too sweaty for me.
They'd probably die to an Ice Troll King.
A lot of people are too sweaty for me, I think. I'm starting to get old.
Yeah.
I just don't like how the RC method makes people not want to RC. Like I know Ray didn't want to RC because of that, and Riley doesn't want to RC now because he doesn't want to have his hours devalued so much.
Yeah, people shouldn't be dissuaded from RCing because, like, oh, what if I had a line of slaves ready to trade me pure essence and I was getting 250k an hour?
Well, yeah, I think
It's
that'll be the
just
meta
sad.
soon. It'll just take
Oh,
one person
dice.
to do it. One person uses runners. They get 220k an hour for all of rune crafting, and then everyone else will start to do that.
Yeah.
See, the problem is
I
that
really think
requires a
that'll happen.
large number of people that are all like fast at trading you and shit
Someone will
and
make a clan.
banking.
Someone
Yeah,
will make a clan.
you could
First
make-
person to do it will make a clan. Everyone else will use that clan.
I don't know.
We should
I'll
get
wait
ahead
for
of the
Oak
game.
Dice to do it. I need a proof of concept on that.
Who wants to slave for me? Just kidding, I'm an Iron Man. Can't trade, by the way.
What do you mean nobody can afford it, Leaf Snick? People can afford that. Imagine you're paying 1 mil an hour to each person to run you S. That's 4 mil an hour. That's really not that much considering you're gonna get 200k plus an hour.
But you lose a ton of ult hours. But
Yeah, that's
I-
losing.
I know,
The
people can
effective
afford it,
GP
though.
of that is insanely
I think the
low.
only people that can afford it are like the swappers. Like,
But think about all the extra
That's it.
hours you gain to like you could literally fucking PVM on your main
I don't
and
think
save
there's
more
anyone
hours.
I don't
There are
think
very few
that's-
people that could actually afford to just
yeah,
pay
it's
slaves
really
to run them.
limited to
Like,
swappers.
The people that you could actually pay to run you pure essence, it's so little.
Because
Money is
220k an
zero
hour,
time, boys.
like 700 hours or something of people running you stuff. I don't know. That's a ton of money. Yeah, but money is
Engine
zero time forehead.
Just
Good
work a real
point,
job and
Moxie.
buy bonds and be efficient.
Yep, buy bonds.
Anyway, moving on. I guess we could talk
Pick
about
up the pace.
EHP rates and how, we talk about how EHP rates should be actually efficient hours played instead of, like fishing I think is 5% below what it should be, mining is 10%. Like that's not very even, first of all. But I think that EHP rates should be 100% efficient hours, and I mean, it really doesn't make a difference when you think about it. Everyone will get what they're going to get. It's just going to be like a little. It's not going to be inflated, and it doesn't really affect ranks at all. So
At this point, I'm fine with like pretty much all except for cooking. I don't know. That's all I really have to say. Like it's close enough that it's not a big deal.
yeah,
Hunter should probably be changed too, but I don't know.
I mean, it's not a
What's-
big deal, but it should be accurate if it's efficient hours played to have EHP be 100%
Actually,
accurate.
you say that, but I feel like people would do kind of change the way they play depending on what the EHP rate is set at, because
People love
someone,
getting 1-to-1.
Yeah, so someone could be getting just on borderline of 1-to-1 efficiency, and they'll think, okay, I'm not really going to push myself that much harder for a little bit over. But if they raised it, then people would really try to get that 1-to-1.
Well, maybe that would be better then. And also, the people that are going to be wanting to do buyables still, like, how people want to get easy EHP or like easy AFK EHP, they should make all those skills tick perfect as well. Sorry, not they, he, foot.
I think any skill you can math out should be the mathematical rate of what an average hour is, like played exactly like perfectly. And Dan, you said earlier you didn't want cooking changed. Why is that?
I do want cooking
no, he
changed.
does. Yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay.
That's the only one that I can think of that's just like egregiously bad right now.
Okay. What if you changed fishing from 108k an hour to 117k an hour? What do you think about that?
I
You
mean,
think that's silly?
117, that's not maintainable.
That's not
That's a-
maintainable. It'd be like 115.5 or
15.
something.
But people
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
done 117k.
Have they?
A certain man
person
today
has
did a
done
117.
117k.
It's true. 117.4, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I think the EHP rate should be the average.
I think the
Perfect
30
hour.
hour, like average over 30 hours or something, like I don't know, that's fine.
Yeah,
So like yeah,
what I think-
113 or something, I'd be fine with it changing, but like a 3k change means pretty much nothing. Like as long as we are understanding that we're just like nitpicking at that point, it's okay.
Yeah. So I think that either EHP rates should be what's mathematically possible or the top 30 hour. But then you'll have someone like Oak Dice do a 30 hour rune crafting at 200k an hour, and then that's kind of silly.
You should just reserve the right to like obviously no one else not no one else, but a few people else could do that. So like you just take the one below that's like a realistic
Yeah, I mean,
number.
how about the, like, this is always the biggest caveat in when he sets rates. It says within reason.
Yeah.
So,
Everything is within reason, though. Max rates are within reason for everyone.
yeah, but like
Just get good at
having
video
having
game.
a line of it's like having a line of slaves to trade you pure essence is not within reason.
I guess
I
so.
agree with that.
But
the main
you don't have to have
having-
slaves. You're paying them.
So having servants is not even within reason. Like someone will offer to pay someone to run bones for 2 mil an hour, and there's still like not people lining up.
Yeah, that's a good point. But with a CC, if there was a CC
mean-
like fast free double nats, where you're getting paid as much, like you'll have noobs
Or
doing
old
it.
free
your
BF
mode
or
can
whatever it's
trade.
called.
Your
Yeah.
mode
Did
can
it-
trade.
did it
If
free
you're
BF?
efficient to
True
trade,
BF.
you should be trading.
I fucking hate True BF, man. That's the one thing that really always pissed me off about this game is that some guy could just sit there and do nothing but accept trades while his monkey slave workers rode the bike, fixed the
That's
pipes.
cool, dude. That's capitalism.
I don't like it in my video game. I think everything.
See,
should
I
be
started in like BA, so I think in-game businesses are like super cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but that one's shit. Like that guy should have to do something.
It was run poorly, but the problem was that it's crashable. So like, if another clan started up, then TrueBF just like mass crashed them. Like made it so they couldn't play the game. So it was like racketeering or something.
Bit of Monopoly, basically.
Yeah.
I like it.
Barrier to entry.
I don't know. I like what Keto said though in the chat, like the factor for human error, which is like, yes, you like 132.78 or whatever is the mats for mining, but
yeah,
no one
that's not reasonable.
Terms. Like you can say it's like the one efficient hour played, but like in terms of it's like theoretical versus reality basically, and I would prefer the reality.
There's no such thing as human error if you're not bad.
Yeah, if you're in Solace, you shouldn't be making mistakes.
Human error
Exactly.
is for bad
Solace
players.
members don't make errors.
Yeah.
Well, for
I have
the
no idea
Omni
what you're talking about.
though,
Completely
like,
foreign.
I got love Omni brothers.
The main argument
I'll
I've
see you guys in
heard,
hexes.
the main argument I've heard against like making EHP rates, the like mathematical rates, like what is possible, is that it won't accurately show your progress. But then I argue that it would, and it'd just be sort of how many hours you play multiplied by your skill. Like if you're really efficient and you play a lot of hours, then you're gonna get like really lots of like EHP. And I think that's what it should be. I think
that's
it should
the
be
same
the
right now,
mathematical
though,
rate.
isn't it?
It's the exact same. Like there are lazy players that don't have accurate amount of hours on their CML. I mean, changing it.
I don't think anyone should ever get 1-to-1. Like,
Yeah.
realistically,
well,
1-to-1
other than
shouldn't be
like
possible.
individual hours or 6 hours or something. You're obviously not going to average.
Yeah, I mean long
one-
term. 1-to-1 shouldn't really be like possible.
I don't know.
I
That
think
would
that's
be
fine.
a change in what CML or what EHP is. Like, not. I don't know. That would be
I'd like that.
new. I think
like
it would
it.
be okay, but it doesn't change most things.
It doesn't really make an
Yeah, that-
impact on anything.
Especially if you look at something like Hunter or like any of the skills that have a ton of variance in them. Like saying that
Hunter.
long term it should be a perfect hour at Black Chins with no PKers.
What's wrong with that?
That's really silly because it's never going to
And
happen.
everyone, well, it's not silly. It's just what the rate, like the maximum rate is, and then most people will get 0.7, and that's
I
fine.
think that it should be obtainable. But like that's just a philosophical difference.
I don't.
Like,
I think it's an efficient
understand
hour
yours.
played, not an hour played.
It's just
It's
not
an
what I
efficient hour
think.
played.
I don't know.
For
I think it's alright how it is right now. Like, it's
Yeah,
nice to be able
I
to
agree.
get like a decent day, like an accurate amount of hours you played, even if you aren't being 100% efficient all the time.
And then
I
I
think
just
it's
want
quite
to touch
balanced
on.
right now.
I just want to touch on Iron Man rates real quick. Like a lot of the Iron Man EHP rates are said to be tick perfect and realistically not obtainable. Like crafting, that considers like dropping like 10 things a tick, which no one can do. But that's the rate we have
Oh,
EHP rates
for
at,
yourself,
because
yeah.
people like Lela and Osiris set the rates, and they're really elitist, and it's not really obtainable for a lot of our skills. And whereas mains, you go, well, you can do 133k an hour mining, but I feel like it should be 120k. Like, it's just not how Iron Man works, so
I don't know,
there's a bit of
theoretically, I mean,
discrepancy.
you're saying tit perfect, like people can 1 to 10 ways. So like if you're going for like what you're going for
Fine,
main EHP,
fine.
like
I think if it's like that in Iron Man, it should be like that in main, though.
I mean yeah, that's fair. Like if you want.
Yeah, I would agree that
both
them,
even
there
out,
being
I
a
agree.
discrepancy there doesn't make any sense. But I would be more in favor of Iron Man changing towards
Yeah.
how we have it, where it like
No, I
accounts
don't
for
think
me
he would
being
be.
It's
a
not gonna
human
be
being.
like
Inflating
that,
all the
though.
Iron Man EHPs, I don't think anyone would like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't care.
Already depressed having an Iron Man above me in combined EHP.
I don't know. Okay.
Shouldn't be the way it is. But yeah, we can move on. Let's talk about King of the Skill. And first of all, I just want to say we are blessed to be graced with the presence of rank 1 non-Wooks player. And that would be Fraser.
That's me.
Yeah.
The winner of a gaming chair.
Fraser won
Yep.
kots, as Randy tweets
Proud
all the
owner.
time. Anyway,
Yeah, I like those Randy tweets. They're good.
Let,
I'd like
us
another one, Randy.
Let's just talk
Next month.
about King of the Skill in general, like improvements, or I guess what we thought of it first. I mean, I thought
So-
it was pretty.
Fraser,
cool.
do you want to get your stuff out of
Yeah,
the way?
I think
I'm
I'll
sure you have a
start
lot of
since-
thoughts.
I competed in King of the Skill, probably the most out of anyone. I played more than anyone else, I think. I did the most planning and spreadsheeting and all that sort of stuff, and all the
Either
really
you
nerdy
or
shit.
Jebwin.
Yeah, I
bro.
don't know. Well, if you think about agility, there's not much compared to the whole game of RuneScape and
Yeah.
everything you can do.
Disagree.
But yeah, I think. Anyway, I think overall, the mode was really poorly like advertised. It was sort of meant to be our replacement for a skilling cup. And then, if you think about the PvP cup, that got lots of attention, and this was sort of meant to be their replacement for a skilling cup, and I don't think it really did that. It was more of an Iron Man speedrun competition, and I didn't like that. It should be. There's a lot of suggestions that I think we'll talk about in a minute, but I don't think it should have been an Iron Man speedrun. And I think it was just a really like inherently flawed mode where like a lot of skills were just like log out things, and they weren't really like actual micro efficient RuneScape play, which is what it should have been, and that's what it was meant to be, and it wasn't.
Didn't like the first day for a lot of account builds, like if you're doing individual skills, you're spending your first day fucking logging in and out for steel plates.
Yeah, that's silly. I don't like that at all.
Login mechanic was abused heavily.
That's the first.
That'll be the first thing changed next time.
The first
is
thing
either...
that will ever be changed. The logout mechanic, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, the other day in SKSCCC, they were talking about either like a deadman mode logout timer or like a minimum amount. Like if you log in, you have to be logged in for 20 minutes. Otherwise, it charges you for 20 minutes.
It should be that. That's actually
I like
a
that.
terrible
There's
idea.
absolutely no way that the person who wins like a skill like smithing should be people who log in, repair the wheel at Motherlode Mine, and then log out.
Yeah,
Like-
all of that stuff needs to go. Like that's
And-
number one.
It's not good content for people to abuse the logout mechanic in King of the Skill, where they would use their minigame telly, log out, wait 20 minutes, and then use their minigame telly.
That's what I did on all my accounts that I played
It's
through.
awful. Like, how is that a skilling competition when you use your minigame telly and then have to log out and wait 20 minutes?
It's just an Iron Man speedrun. It's silly. I don't like it.
I liked like the concept of it. Like, I actually liked how King of the Skill was, like all the planning and stuff and all the questing. I just think that the title of it was flawed. But if they titled it like, I don't know what a good one would be, but just like 24
Iron Man
hour like
speedrun.
race or something, like that would be cool.
Early
Like
Like
game,
King of the
test.
Skill
early
is
game
like not
Iron
really
Man.
accurate.
IQ test.
IQ test. Oh man.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess the
Oh.
problem isn't really that it was like a bad game mode, just the branding of it really wasn't perfect.
And then there's just like some tiny changes, but like first Deadman mode, like I mean, if you looked at it now compared to then, like there's so many just like broken things, but they've shown that they can listen to the community and fix those things.
Also,
I think the next one will be really good.
Yeah, I don't know what changes they'll make, but I
think
expect
they
it
need
to be better.
change the questing. Like, questing and lamp XP, I think needs to be changed. Like, I don't think questing and lamp XP should be 10 times.
True. You can skip so much early content.
I liked it.
New quests.
I
liked
think that
questing.
I think
Of
that
course she
because
likes it.
I think that
Yeah,
because
fucking
in
nerd, by
King
the
of
way.
the Skill, quest
Literally didn't
XP
shower
rewards,
for 24 hours.
yeah, like quest XP rewards being 10 times and lamp XP being 10 times, it doesn't really make it a skilling competition. It's like a questing speed run.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
in that regard I agree, because it was meant to be our replacement for the Skilling Cup, and yeah, I can see that shouldn't really be questing.
But how much
Because-
of non-overall? So overall could be an Iron Man speedrun. I don't care. But like, if you want to be the best miner, like most of what you're doing is mining. And how I understand it is that for most skills, most of the time you were playing the account, you were training it, not questing and stuff. Like,
Okay, so I'd like this for overall. I think overall should be in a separate world to everything else, and it should be pretty much the same, just no Zia content, because that was really silly. All of Zia sucked for overall, right?
yeah, Winter
You had-
Todd.
Winter Todd.
You had Winter Todd taking away all the early woodcutting, because you did till 60 there, and then you bought a rune axe at Winter Todd, at Zia, from the Hesidius woodcutting guild. So like, Winter Todd took away all the planning for woodcutting, for firemaking, for construction, and then you had the mess hall that took away all the planning for cooking. Like, the fishing method that most of us in overall did was really fun and really hard. And I think all the content on Zia, like the library for rune crafting, I was actually one of the only people that knew about that, and it wasn't useful in overall, because the way you played overall was you trained whatever skill was the least time to level up, obviously, and rune crafting, you just quested to 54, and then it wasn't worth training after that. But for the library content is not good for magic, for rune crafting. It's not good for like bloods and souls.
I mean, the guy who did do magic and rune crafting there, like the fact that he figured out how the books were moving and stuff, didn't
Yeah.
alt scout.
Oh, and
like that's crazy and admirable, but like it's not skilling.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
on
skilling.
Zaya, like Shazian House. All
Oh
of,
yeah, the gangs too.
Yeah,
I guess
that
most
was
Zaya
cool.
stuff
The
that was
Shazian house,
involved
all
was
of-
like pretty sketchy.
all of Zaya was so broken for King of the Skill. Zaya was just
Super
insane.
broken, yeah. I didn't like Zia being part of it. I think next time Overall's done, it needs to be on a separate world. It needs to be really similar. It should keep the quests in it. There should be the 20-minute logout timer. Zia should be completely restricted, and that's how Overall should be. And then all the other skills should just be a micro efficiency test with no questing. But I think questing should remain for Overall.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I guess
On a separate
overall,
world.
overall could be the normal King of the like Iron Man, like you start with nothing or whatever.
Yeah.
But for individual skills, just give them everything and see who gets the best rates.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to enter in mining and you can click like okay, enter in mining, just give them everything and put them like right there.
Yeah, do you think you should be able to spawn yourself where you want when you're doing like the individual skill one?
That would be like a different thing. They've talked about like you spawn on a max main and you have unlimited supplies for everything, and like I'd be
be like an
down
arena.
to watch that. But like that's different. I mean,
No,
that's
the
like a
arena
whole
would be
other
perfect,
discussion.
Actually.
Yeah, arena would make sense. But then I think at that point you might as well just do a skilling cup. Like, why make it a separate event? It should just be a skilling cup.
Yeah.
That's what it's
I'd
meant to
much
be.
prefer that.
It replaced our skilling cup. They had the PvP cup.
Yeah.
We didn't have a skilling cup. This was our skilling cup, and it wasn't. That's not what it was. It was a
Only
9
Yeah,
90s
I
kids remember the PVM. Oh, I guess Inferno was the PVM Cup.
Yeah, it was.
I like it more team based as well. I think that'll be a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we talked about this next topic a bit at the start with Gingbino's document,
Yep.
but just like the speed of updates, I guess we talked about the speed, but we didn't talk about like the future as far as these updates go. How like what kind of an impact is this going to make on the game with how quickly updates have been picking up?
I think the biggest problem is like people are saying we're getting a lot of content, and we are, but it tends to be mid-level content, and I just like you can say I'm biased, but I don't think mid-level content is good because it doesn't have that much replay value. Because
I mean,
I think
in
people will
level
just
content, I guess you
outgrow
do
them.
it for longer, so it is better replay value. Never mind.
Like I don't know, are people gonna keep doing? I think one of the biggest updates, obviously like Wilderness 2, because it came out so quickly, and people weren't even expecting Wilderness 2 to come out, or Wilderness Rejuvenation 2 when it came out, and also the Gargoyle boss. The Gargoyle boss came out so quickly, and people were like asking for them to slow down on updates.
A lot of these updates are like I don't want to say dead content, but I don't know how many people do the Gargoyle boss anymore. 'Cause
I mean, if you throw a pet on a boss, people are gonna do it.
I
do
think
it for the
Gargoyle
pet.
boss
But it's
Yeah.
forced to.
rush.
The,
Like
the
Gargoyle
dust
boss
should be tradable if they wanted to have any traffic at that boss because it
Yeah.
doesn't have any good profit at all. Same with Rev Caves. Although it's kind of funny how everyone was really like upset on Rev Cave release.
3
because of
mil an
the-
hour, 3 mil an hour.
But-
No, nobody's
but I think
there.
it was-
Magic Seeds.
And all
was
the
so
PKers are
retarded when
black
they
at,
had
are back
100
at blacks.
The 100 legs was really ridiculous, but I mean, realistically, when we saw the actual rates, it's very underwhelming.
Yeah, now that everyone's
It's
calmed
maybe a
down
mil an hour.
now that everyone's calmed down and they're not believing the hype from the 100D legs, it's not good.
Yeah.
Like Revenant Cave drops are not good. They're terrible.
I know revs on Iron Man is 500k raw cash an hour.
Is that better than Knights? It is, right?
It is marginally, but you get PK'd and all that sort of stuff. Like, revs aren't useful for mains or for Iron Man.
Yeah. If anything,
And-
alts, but at an alt, you'd be better off just hanging out at Gargoyles or something, I think.
And
For
Major
sure,
Arena
so,
2
like-
is retarded.
Just flip.
And it's also like there are certain drops that only drop from certain revenants. Like the Revenant Dragon has its own drops, but very few people actually dare to even kill the Revenant Dragon because it's in a spot where if a team logs in on you, you're dead.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Revenant Dark Beast in like the south is in a spot where you can just tell because you're in 30 Wilderness. And yeah, Wilderness Rejuvenation 2 was so rushed.
Yep.
Just the whole thing. it went from.
You can see by any piece of content that came out with it is just was low effort.
I think
I don't think anyone liked
pasted
it.
models.
The way that they're doing it.
Rejuvenation 2 went from I think people were so upset. It went from dev blog to released in 3 weeks or something like that.
It's too fast.
It was very
Needs to
fast.
slow down. Needs more time on it.
I
No
will
more
say,
time, less updates.
I think the rev chase, people always say 100 D playlists is retarded, but it does make sense, and they're trying to rejuvenate the wilderness, to actually make it worth to PK people. And if you make 1 D lead for every 100 kills, or 100 D leads every 10,000 kills, it's the same amount of D leads being brought into the game. But when a PKer kills you, they're gonna get natural bid loot as opposed to just 1 D lead. So I
It won't
understand
keep people interested.
the thought process behind it.
I think it would have been pretty funny for the first day to see someone get 100 dragon legs and instantly get piled by 50 people. You just get hit with 5 elder mauls at once and you just die.
Yeah.
You lose everything you just got.
But realistically, the drop table sucked. Major Arena 2 is shit. Wasn't a good update.
Yeah. Well, that's been the speed of the updates definitely correlates to the quality.
Yep.
Definitely.
And with how fast they've been recently, they have also been quite shit. I guess we can move on from this and go into a bit of a banter section
Ooh.
and talk about
My favorite.
toxicity in the HLC Twitter.
It would be toxic.
Well, not just
Toxicity.
toxicity, but we'll start with toxicity. Who do you guys think are some real toxic people on RS Twitter? I'll be first, and I'll say some names that I don't like. I don't like Funk, and I don't like anyone associated with Funk.
I mean,
Shame to my
Damn.
country.
I have to say
This
there's
banter
a
is shit.
certain person, Leaf Snick RS. He is suspended for
Leaf
a week.
Snick.
I agree.
He's
that guy's
incredibly
fucked.
toxic.
Leaf
I
Snick
happen to find
RS
him
is
funny, but
suspended
he's
for a
very
week on Twitter.
toxic.
Oh, Thurko. Thurko's awful.
I put him in the
Super
top,
toxic.
Nick.
You see his tweet about streamers? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah,
He should
that
have
was
just
messed
pulled the
up.
trigger. What a pussy.
Crazy.
Someone
Fraser,
else
if
pulled
I'm
the trigger.
pronouncing that right. He's pretty toxic.
I don't know. Nothing compared to Thurko. Holy
Yeah, that's
shit.
probably true. Oh man, now he's dropping the hard C in the chat.
Yeah, look at that
Not
guy.
surprised,
Classic
honestly.
Fucking
SKSC.
toxic bag.
Classic SKSC.
Yeah, you
SKSC
guys-
banter is so weak. All they can do is wish an incurable disease on you. Nice.
You guys really got to watch your mob mentality. It's getting pretty bad on Twitter.
Yeah, the mob
SKSC
mentality.
is embarrassing
You guys-
themselves.
You guys actually just bullied some random guy because he had the same name as Frazier.
Oh,
SKSC.
don't even talk about that. That didn't
Oh my
happen.
God.
That poor man, just because he had some odd glasses, you bullied him and said he touched kids.
Nobody bullied him. Nobody would say something like that.
Jesus.
But we
I
can
can't
talk
think of
about
anyone else that I would consider actually toxic. I don't know.
Toxic?
That's a pretty banter's one thing, but
Toxic. I think. What do you define as toxic? Just being negative all the time?
Someone who
Or,
ruins
it's
my
not
safe
even negative,
space.
but it's negative with malintent.
just unfunny, or what?
I
Unnecessary.
mean, unfunny isn't toxic.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I would have a much
unnecessary.
longer list.
Unnecessary. Yeah.
Basically, just no asked. That's
Yeah.
a good way to describe it.
You guys are actually toxic with your no ask.
No ask is a funny meme that I'm really upset whenever something that we make in our team speak is funny. People like it, and then random kids start using it. I'm not gonna name any names, but I've seen the Riley no ass picture posted one too many times that wasn't
Okay.
from me. When I see my original artwork posted on someone else's Twitter without fucking credit.
It's just gonna be your whole Twitter feed when this podcast finishes.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Please don't steal my meme. Oh no.
Meme stealers are worse than
Copyrighted.
anyone else. I'm
I
gonna
think the
start
meme has almost
watermarking
run
my
its
memes.
course. Has the meme run its course? I think it's almost done.
Yeah, but once it gets to all those people, it's not funny anymore, and then it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. They
It's
If
just
ruined
rather
the-
based
pufferfish
on-
gets out of hand
Actually,
and I
that's
can't
true.
use
Once-
it anymore, then that's the way it is.
Once the meme gets out, this is the life cycle part where a meme reaches Facebook or something, and they're still posting minion memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Once the pufferfish makes it to Facebook, I'll know I've made it.
What if your grandma sends you the puffer fish?
Oh, that would be great.
What if your grandma sends you Rigon deoxylary cord?
Good meme.
That's the worst tweet I've ever seen.
I don't know. It's blown up.
It slapped.
Yeah, it's
I
actually-
should have
That doesn't
watermarked
mean
that.
it's good.
No, that meme slapped. You're gonna see it featured on iFunny or something.
I don't know, dude. I got a Bodhi like and a Bodhi
Yeah,
comment.
alright, whatever,
the
man.
Bodhi cloud.
Whatever.
I got a rig retweet. I
That's
don't know.
actually true. If Bodhi OSRS liked the tweet, it has to be good.
That's true. And I mean, I've posted my analytics on Twitter. I got the numbers to back it up.
I think you're pushing for the normie memes now, dude.
Me.
Yep, that's the thing. You gotta
Yeah.
keep it unique enough that it's funny.
Yeah, actually,
Because
that's
like
kind of
once
that's
if
true.
you post like a really normie meme and then it slaps, it's not gratifying at all.
Yeah, your memes aren't niche anymore. You're just posting lowest common denominator
This old
memes.
Alex.
Are you flaming? I didn't even
Yeah, I miss
realize you
all
guys
that.
were flaming me
Your
until
memes-
like 10 seconds ago.
Your memes.
No,
your
I was
memes
just
are
quoting Kendall.
pandering to the masses.
I disagree.
Waiting on
Pandering to
the
the
auxiliary
masses.
cord is just like that was niche enough. That was funny. I don't know.
I mean, if I see my pictures that I make and I laugh like weeks later, I'd say that's pretty successful. If it
I guess
brings
that's
a
how I
smile
might
to
judge
my
it, too.
face,
Is it still being toxic if it's unnecessary but it's funny?
Yeah, you can definitely be funny and toxic. I think
No.
like for me because
I
being
sort of like
funny.
that mix.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
I mean, I would say definitely
toxicity is needed sometimes.
Actually, yeah, because Nick is funny toxic.
Yeah,
Ni-
but it's
Nick's
funny to
Mario
us.
Party
I
tweet.
guarantee it's not very funny when he says terrible things to someone who like doesn't even know who he is.
Yeah, like his
But
mother.
like the Mario Party thing, like that's just good. That's just good banter.
Well, you know that Nick probably has trouble at home, and that's why he lashes out on Twitter.
Well, he's
Yeah,
definitely
listen.
reacting from high school.
Locked in the basement all day. Expect much more.
420 calories of chicken tenders.
Attendees.
Poor Nick.
Tendies, yeah.
Is there a difference? A
Yeah,
tendy
the
and
top
a
five
difference?
No,
Tenders.
no.
Tenders are for the non-neats, but if you're a neat, then it's attendee.
Ah,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so as soon as you become unemployed, your chicken nuggets in the freezer turn from tenders to tendies.
Exactly.
oh yeah, pretty fucking burnt. All right, and then good Twitters.
Well, mine.
Got it.
obviously.
No.
The
You can't
must
say your
follow
own. That's-
Twitters.
Wait. Good Twitters. Okay, the must follows.
Must
RS
follows.
_ Dyer is like criminally underrated. And then shout out to Dead Cantus, my boy.
Classical chap.
I'm gonna have to
Classical
say.
underscore chap.
gonna have to
Classical
say
Chedge.
nay. Gonna have to say pardon nay to classical chap.
Shout out Lil Wab.
Lil Wab, yes, Lil Wab's my
Wab.
boy.
Up and
I'm gonna go ahead and
star,
plug myself
Hunter.
here. At pause OSRS, please follow me. I'm
You just
generally
flame
good
me
one.
for plugging
voice.
myself.
Yeah,
I'd
I'll
say
do it.
Omar's a pretty much must
Oh,
follow.
Is that the
I
real
like
Jets
Omar.
Wolf in the chat? Shout out to Jets Wolf if so, he's blocked
At Omar
me.
Duration. That's a classic.
Hello, Mr.
Uh,
Wolf.
Everyone's just plugging their stuff in the chat.
Yeah,
make sure-
definitely.
make
now
sure to
everyone's
plug
just
your
saying their
Twitter.
own stuff. I don't know.
Do not plug your ats in my
But
Twitch
no,
chat.
really, what are the must follow Twitters on in the HLC community? That you like, you should really be following.
Phase Solace.
Okay,
But
if
yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking
So,
about
Yeah.
I
actual,
mean, following all the clans and then like, I don't know, outspoken people.
Oh,
The
you
leaders,
you
I
gotta
guess.
follow some people at
No.
least.
Okay,
like Dukami with 0 following. I don't
Yeah.
dislike
I don't like
Duke,
that.
but I do dislike his actions on Twitter lately.
HLC
That's
must
not
follows. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, Omar, I think.
We can
That's-
do
that's
give me your
a
top
must
5
follow.
must follows. Like, who's your favorite 5 Twitters? Who brings a smile to your face when you see it on the
5?
timeline?
Top 5.
Just give a couple. You don't have to give 5.
At Jagex Wolf.
Oh, Kinky Toast must follow.
Oh,
Kinky,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we've got Kinky. I don't
Ooh,
know.
intersperse.
I like Dyer and Kurum a lot.
Kurum doesn't tweet anything. I like Kurum
Yes, he
too,
does.
but he doesn't
It's all
tweet
replies
anything.
to Dyer though. So if you don't follow both, then you don't get any of the content.
Well, I do see. He doesn't release like memes or anything.
Also, I'm not just
I think-
saying this
okay.
to you here, but I think Dumbfounded's a pretty must follow Twitter.
And follow
Yeah.
Thurko so
Appreciate
you can
it.
see my responses to Thurko.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Dan
those
S.
always slap.
Dan's one of my favorite Twitters. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Thurko,
Yeah, Dennis.
me, Thurko, and
Denosaurus.
Dan all have great interactions with each other, I'd say.
Yeah, there's
And
good.
You need
there's
to
good
follow all
banter.
3. Whenever Thurko
think-
is mentioned by me or Dan, it slaps.
I think AJ in his unfollow was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good Twitter.
Just
Yeah,
tweeting gibberish.
AJ's has gone
Well,
downhill
like-
recently, but it was good for
I
a
think-
while.
Or AJ's biggest tweet, the "Bear me you fucks." That was
Yeah,
a
that
good
was
time.
Classic.
All the memes that came out of that, like the one where AJ was riding his bike and then he says, "Damn me, you fucks," shoves a stick into his spokes, hits the ground. That's one of my favorites.
I'm just scrolling through. I'd say Kendall. Anyone associated with Pepperoni Boys is a must follow.
Oh, the pepperoni Twitter will be coming soon.
No, we have. I mean, the band Pepperoni Boys probably should be followed. I don't know.
True.
Pretty solid list.
Yeah, I think we've got almost all the good Twitters out of the way, along
what's
with a
up
bunch
next?
of Korean girls.
Yeah, let's
Ooh.
move on from this topic. We can talk about NMZ and Artie Knights. Both pretty. I mean, obviously people enjoy abusing both of these, but I think for the health of the game, they should have been removed ages ago, like everything that they removed late. But do you think that these methods should stay in the game?
Definitely not. Artie Knight's
Especially
probably the
Artie
worst method in
Knights.
the game.
Artie
I think
Knights
it's
is
just, like,
so
disgusting.
bad.
Artie
There's
Knight's
no
not good
positive to that
content.
method. Brings a bunch of auto-clickers into the game and makes thieving
If
a worthless skill.
content's auto-clickable, remove it.
Yeah.
I
Fuck
agree.
that.
Or foot
Make it
clickable.
so that every time you click ALK, it moves around randomly in your inventory. I don't give a
Oh, the
fuck.
spell changes place in your spellbook.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just get rid of auto-clickable content. It just brings in like bad behavior.
Artie
If
Knight's
you can
need
do
to go.
content with your feet and you're not Alex, like get rid of that too.
That's true. I'm just talented with the feet.
Also, really low effort skilling methods. I'm looking at redwoods. I'm looking at dark crabs. All of that stuff. Like, I don't know. Why have it?
Yeah.
Not
Easy
great, but I
scape,
feel
it's
like it's
baby
not an
scape.
issue. It's not a real issue. It's not really bad for the game like Artie Knights are. Artie Knights are awful for the game.
Yeah. Artie
Yeah.
Knights
Just
and
like
NMZ are the
NMZ.
two biggest, and
Artie
then
Knights
there's
are
like
by
a
far the
tier
worst.
2 that's bad, but not nearly as bad.
I'd like to nominate
Like,
Winter Toad as well. Winter Toad is
Winter Toad?
really
Yeah.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
But
Because
it's
like,
not good, but
Oh, when we were talking about Ging's spreadsheet, I wanted to say, like, Wintertot is inexcusable. Like,
You did
I-
Winter Tot.
I know.
you can
Look
abuse
like
and say it's
mining
bad.
too.
Sean does a lot of
Who
things.
AFK?
He's killed
Sean would
10,000 of
abuse
them. He
anything.
knows that it's bad.
Sean
See-
actually would abuse anything, and I think like I'm
That's
not.
fine,
I'm
though.
not gonna
As long as
hate
you're
on
honest
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Wintertot, I did Wintertot for like half of my firemaking. Wintertot shouldn't be in the game.
Hey, Nick, stop spamming. Yeah, but yeah, and then like, I don't know. Yeah, doubling the GP from thieving is pretty silly too, though. Nick raises a good point.
There's like
Yeah.
no
Like,
reason
knights
for it.
have been buffed continuously.
Oh, actually, Nick is right, and this is a huge factor because I wasn't even thinking about doing Artie Knights for my thieving until they released the Rogue outfit, and then you got double GP from the Rogue outfit from Artie Knights. So I was like, why not do Artie Knights?
Okay, so I think we agree that NMZ and Artie Knights are not good. But do you think they'll actually leave the game in the next year or two? Do you think they'll be removed
They can
or
nerf
replaced,
I mean,
I think NMC.
or nerfed into obscurity? Like, do you think they'll like leave the meta?
it's not like
they'll
we can know
remove
for
Unless
sure.
mobile
rewards.
brings it about, no.
I think they'll remove the rewards from Nightmare Zone because that's what Kieran said. Kieran and the other JMods said that they didn't like the rewards from Nightmare Zone.
They really should do something about thieving. I don't think NMZ is as bad as thieving.
Yeah,
I think
thieving's
NMC is
like
worse.
an
I
actual
think,
skill.
yeah, I think NMZ.
I don't think
is
NMZ is
than
worse.
thieving.
Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah, the
I
problem.
think NMZ
biased.
applies to a much larger
Yeah.
community. All the PVMers, all the PKs, they all use NMZ.
Yep, and it's really, really good.
applies to 90% of the game. NMZ does, whereas Artie Knights 1% of the game.
I mean,
Like, yeah,
people
Artie
do
Knights
it
are
from
worse,
level
but less
50
people
to
do it.
whatever, but it's not the same level of bad at that point. It's just pretty bad. Whereas, like, once you're to the point where you're just 100% guaranteed, that's when it becomes like pretty bad, terrible content, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think everyone at all levels does knights for thieving.
Yeah, but
Once
Melee's
they
always
get
going to be
there.
pretty AFK, but thieving is not always supposed to be like that.
That's a good
Like
point.
thieving-
Thieving
like,
outside
besides
of knights is such a good skill.
It's a great skill, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
PP
plunder is
master
great method.
race.
Something's
Yeah,
great.
that's actually true.
Where like replacing it with bandits
melees
or
are
gorillas
always-
or something, like that doesn't improve.
Yeah, because
Much.
No.
with
I think
the combat
Gorillas is very
system,
good.
melees are just
What?
inherently AFK.
No, I
And
mean
it's-
like the XP per hour.
Oh yeah. I just mean like it's still boring no matter what.
Yeah.
Melees will always be like that side skill, like it's always going to come from any other activity like PVMing, PvP,
as long
Slayer.
As long as a group of monsters exist that are aggressive and auto-retaliate still works in the game, not much will change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem,
I think-
I mean, having 1,000 HP at your disposal changes that though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. The rewards are really big. The absorptions and overloads.
Well, doing
But,
super combats with prayer pots would be that would be better XP per hour.
Actually, yeah, Nightmare Zone, if they removed all potions, would be okay. I mean, you'd have
no
to start
potions?
using...
You would have to sacrifice GP.
Yeah,
Or
because
if you
the
just went
difference.
Still
negative
pretty cheap.
on a normal rumble, like so every once in a while you had to do like point NMZ in order to sustain it. But like
Oh.
I've got more than I know what to do with right now, so that would just shit on anyone that does it after me. You know
That's
what
what
I mean?
well, that's what removing any update does,
That's
though.
I guess that's true.
Or
Yeah, that's
any piece
pretty
of
irrelevant.
content. The people that
They shouldn't-
used it,
Yeah,
they
they
don't
shouldn't
get shit
avoid
on.
something just because I've done it already.
Yeah, like the biggest thing is fucking Karamja shop. People that
Yeah.
abuse that have a huge advantage.
People used it.
Mm-hmm.
What about Zora? When Zora got nerfed?
Zora too,
That
but
was
I think that's a
huge.
bigger impact on Iron Man than mains.
Yeah.
Yeah. It changed the whole Iron Man meta. It was an awful nerf. Too late.
Oh well.
I'd actually be okay with them removing the potions from NMZ though, because I already like every time I leave NMZ, I bank a full inventory of them, just so that like banking at school is easier. Like you don't have to use the barrel. It's just
Wait,
easier to have them in the bank.
Okay, so we have
I have a big
suggestions of
stack.
like how Nightmare Zone can be adjusted, not completely removed, but Nightmare Zone can be adjusted. But how can we adjust Arty Knights?
Just
Make it
like
non-auto-clip
make
them.
some fail rate.
Make them very hyperactive.
Yeah,
Introduce
make
the
Just
it-
make
ice.
it.
New
Then it's a
quest,
new
they
quest.
go off to war. That's my
Yeah,
pitch.
they go off to war. Exactly.
What you need to do is just make
They're
it.
all
You just need to make
gone.
it so they can't be trapped. Because that's the big
yeah,
issue.
but every
If they're
time they
moving
do
around, and you
that,
have to
like
click
they
them,
used to
I wouldn't
switch
have a
it.
problem with that.
They
But
used
I
to
don't think
change
them
their
being
spawn
trapped-
patterns and stuff so that you couldn't, and then they've given up on that, obviously.
Yeah. Like if you could, like in a perfect world where you can make nuts just not be able to trap or like they're always gonna move, I'd be fine with that. Then at least you can't just like not even look at your screen and get.
Yeah, or just make it
0.95
so that
HP
they
an hour.
can always auto retaliate, or like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't have 100% success rate.
Yeah.
I'll be fine with that.
because then
And
it's still brain dead, but you gotta eat every once in a while. I don't know,
Yeah.
And I think to answer
and
the
the
original
XP would go
question,
down.
I personally think that NMZ and Knights will probably be removed within a year.
Really?
That's what I think. I think
Well,
they'll
we
think
have,
NMZ will
we
have
have
some
that on
sort
the
of
record, so you
Catch me in
might get a
January
fat
for
"I
the
told you
Armand
so"
Knights
in
and
at some
NMZ.
point.
I see Knights. Well, yeah, Knights way before NMC because everyone in the game uses NMC.
Yeah.
Are they?
I don't
I
even
saw
think-
Matt
I've-
K talking shit about NMZ, and if Matt K wants something, it'll happen. He'll say it on a Q&A.
It's
He'll say it
true,
on
They
the
don't
but
like
he'll-
that it's profitable, but that's a very different thing than removing it.
I don't know. Yeah, because like he'll probably look at the numbers and be like, how many people are gonna cancel their membership if we remove Nightmare Zone?
And
Get
with
the data.
saying remove, I mean nerfing the method.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
if you made it so you gain no XP, like that makes sense. You're fighting a quest boss, like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for the rewards, for the MBs.
Yeah.
You just
for
get
the
the views.
MVs.
I think
it's
something
not
like
going to be
that'll
dead at
happen.
that point either. Like people are still going to do it all the time.
Yeah, you
You're
can
going to lose their
completely
rings and view
remove
them
the reward
again.
chest. Remove herb boxes. Remove all the little things.
Don't
But
remove
just
the potato
unnecessary.
cactus. Leave it. Make it cheaper.
True.
Anyway, I
Okay.
guess moving on. The next topic is about one of
I
It's
asked
really
this
just
question.
ask him. I don't know who asked this question, but
I
just
asked
get
it.
a yes or no.
Who asked
Okay.
this
Need an answer.
question?
No. I want to comment on it first. So the next question is Sean Bay going to finish fishing before woodcutting since he finished agility and
Ron.
No. Start again.
What?
You
said
misspoke.
fishing.
Just start again.
Said fishing.
Oh, sorry. Is Sean Bay going to finish firemaking before woodcutting since he finished agility and cooking
Wait,
before fishing?
why are you asking a question that's just talking shit about me?
What's the answer, Sean?
Well, no.
It's
I
a
have an
yes or
answer
no. I
first.
figured the guy was curious.
I will woodcut before firemaking. I will not do firemaking straight to 200 mil and then do woodcutting with an infernal axe.
I just want to
Excellent.
disagree. I think.
Do you think I would do smithing?
I object.
Like
I want to disagree. I think that Sean is poor, and he's gonna need to go back to Wintertot to make some money because he doesn't have agility left.
agility's a crutch.
Sean in 2018 is going to like get his first taste of DMP, and he's gonna go all out, and he's gonna finish finish firemaking.
I already had a taste of DMP. I don't like it.
But you're gonna get another taste of DMP.
That's not true. I already
It's gonna
got
leave
the,
a nice taste in your mouth
already
when
got
you
the
start
most-
getting all that XP and those
I already
ranks.
got the most potent form. It's just free thinking XP from Arty Knights. It doesn't get any better.
It dried up though.
That's like
Dance
asking
game.
that's like asking if I would do smithing before mining and not get the 20 million smithing XP from the infernal pickaxe.
I don't know. Lots of people have done that. I think, well, with mining and fishing, finishing cooking and smithing is very insignificant compared to firemaking. You get a lot more firemaking from woodcutting than you do smithing or cooking from the
But
other
it's only
two.
35 million, and how many hours is 35 million firemaking XP?
Like 100, right? Winter's like
Like
40K.
70, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, 70.
Yeah, like 70 hours. And
Less.
the 20 million smithing XP that you get from the infernal pickaxe is maybe 60 hours of blast furnace.
Yeah, I guess now it's a lot less because smithing's like 300, 400k now. So
14.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like
410.
it's like 20 million. So yeah.
I mean, realistically, 410. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, I already wasted like 150 hours on agility, so it can't get much worse than this, right?
Who cares? Just play game.
Yeah, fuck skill order, actually. Just do whatever you want.
Unless it's the trifecta.
Oh, yeah, if you max
That's not
If
okay.
you max and do cooking, thieving, firemaking, just delete your account.
Especially wines, winter Todd, nights.
Ooh,
Jeez.
All straight to 200.
that's my goal.
I don't want to call anyone out, but I'm just calling out a bunch of people, because a bunch of people do that.
Alright, we can move on from this meaningless slander of Sean Bay. And
Deserved.
hop right into a question about devaluation. What skill is going to be devalued the most by the end of 2018? And I think that it's obviously going to be runecrafting.
Yeah.
I think...
Well, you can't shit on Slayer any more than they already have.
I say that
So-
every fucking time we talk about Slayer, and I just get proved wrong all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we got bracelets. Fucking bracelets, dude.
I think we'll
This
see
is a quality of life update.
some like 0 time stuff come in, so like agi and strength are with fishing now. I think there'll be new methods that add opportunities to do things at close to 0 time or 0 time. So like farming is like a really high effective rate. So that could potentially happen, and depending on how you define devalued, I think in the next year we'll have free ways, but slower to train like herb lore crafting, like what are classically referred to as buyables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty-
So if you don't make money now, it's very possible that in the like just like if you don't do slow skills, they're gonna make an easier way to do slow skills. If you don't do buyables, they're gonna make a free way to do buyables.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've said. I've always said that. So I'm going to answer this in terms of mains and then Ironman. So for mains, I think fishing will be the most devalued in the next year. I
Really?
think there'll be a
Fishing?
really...
Fishing,
There'll be a
how?
really...
You
Like
mean
a
like
normal
something
method.
redwoody?
Because of mobile?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of
Oh,
the...
that doesn't
you think we're gonna
devalue.
get redwood? Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that
I
doesn't
think it
devalue
devalues
it.
but do you think they're gonna give us like an AFK fishing method on mobile that's like 80k an hour?
I can see it. I can see
I
like, you
really
fish
don't
like
see
something
it.
that's meaningless or
I
whatever.
really don't see it happening.
I could definitely see it.
Because AFK barb fishing is already like 65 or 60, and
Also, I don't see it coming into the game because like most of the casuals who are gonna be playing mobile AFK and fishing, like they'll just do monfish, like they don't give a shit about XP per hour.
Yeah.
But I think that'll
And-
still be the meta for phone
Well,
fishing.
and then
for
they get
casuals.
food from that too, which is sick.
oh
And
man,
for-
everyone's gonna love fishing monkfish on their phone.
For Ironman, I reckon
You gotta sell
I've
them
said
on monkfish.
up next to get devalued is prayer, herblore, and crafting. They've done herblore. I think they've added the wilderness altar for prayer, and I think up next will be herblore and crafting to be devalued for Ironman. I think there might be like a herblore minigame or something silly like that that'll just ruin the mode.
I feel like they'll actually do that because since Herblore is by far the slowest skill for Iron Man, they're going to do something.
Yeah, I can see it.
See, we're at the
Reckon
point where
Herblore
like it's kind
crafting.
of expected that if you're a serious player, you're gonna max your account, and they're catering towards that. But if you play Iron Man, in no way is it expected at this point that you're maxing your Iron Man.
Yeah, definitely not.
You might be doing PVM,
Maxing.
but you need maybe 70 something herblore or something. I don't know,
I mean, I think it's expected that
but
people
I don't know shit about
max.
Iron Man, so I probably shouldn't
Is
just
it
be talking
expected
about it
that
at all.
people max?
Well, there's lots of
Definitely
max
on a
Iron
main,
Man.
yeah.
I think you play Iron Man to PVM and play all of the game, whereas you play a main to max and skill and all that, I reckon.
Yeah, getting to the
Or-
point where you have like all the best in slot items and stuff seems to be like the first really cool thing to do on Iron Man.
So I can see a
Yeah.
lot of people just quitting their Iron Man and just only PVMing at like 2k total, and then no plans to max, because
Yeah.
that's maybe why they made their Iron Man, just to PVM.
It's a lot more rewarding to PVM as an Iron Man rather than a main. Like a main just gets you just got a lot of
Yeah, it
GP
is.
pretty much, and that's pretty much the end game.
And you're forced
Yeah.
to do like all the bosses instead of where if you're a main like farming GP, you're probably gonna do like what, just raids.
Like 1 or 2 bosses.
Raids,
Yeah.
Zora.
Yeah, but like as an Iron Man, you have to do like
All of
Lizardmen,
them.
Shamans, for example, Dragon Warhammer. I mean, the Corp
They suck,
grind.
by the way.
Yeah, I would imagine. And then the Corp grind on an Iron Man. I don't think anything is more AIDS that I
Yeah.
can think of. Like, imagine getting all your specs off, and then someone comes in and hits the
Yep.
Corp with their fist once.
I don't think that
Happens
there
all the
are
time.
main PVMers that are just looking for money though. Like they're all going for pets.
Yeah,
And
well,
that does
yes, pets is
require
the
you
big
to do
incentive.
all, or not all the stupid shit. Like you still don't have to do Lizardman, for example, but you're going for a rare drop from a whole bunch of different ones, which is kind of like Iron Man, except a little more.
I think we will get a lot of things that they're slower, but they'll be free or like AFK. And obviously, they're always Jagex is always going to use the reasoning that like it didn't actually raise the rate, but I mean, if something is 70% of like the difficult thing, and it's like way more AFK, of course they're going to do the thing that's 70% efficient.
I guess we can move on from this. The next question would be about a best of 2017 sort of thing. What is one of your favorite moments of 2017 in the game, I guess? We didn't really make a list. I think we were supposed to do that before.
So updates, I liked swimming a lot. I think raids are super cool. Inferno is just like really fascinating content. Like
Inferno's the best by
agree.
far.
Yeah,
it's
Inferno
so
really
it's
good.
so good. And raids
Inferno
1
is the
was
best release of the
January,
year.
right? I think raids are really good.
Yeah, raids were
Yeah.
January.
Rates were good.
Inferno is
think
by far the best update
All
of the
of
year.
our clan generals should get the Infernal Cape this year.
I am never going for Inferno Cape.
Pussy.
I
Yeah,
think
fair
there's a solid trend here. Like, the good updates are the ones that pull a lot of viewers on Twitch.
Yeah,
like Raid,
Deadman.
Inferno.
I mean,
Well, it's
you
the
could look
more
at
difficult
Hardcore
I think
Iron
Deadman was
Man,
good
and that
update.
pulled a bunch of viewers. But
Deadman gets better every season.
yeah, Deadman, it definitely gets better.
Deadman is really good. Inferno is really good. What about memes? Best memes 2017.
I made
do
a
you think,
thread
Alex?
talking about the second best one. Because
Second
the
best
first
meme.
one is obviously me baiting Jagex Archie.
I would
Yeah.
probably
That was
agree.
good. I like that a lot.
That was
Actually,
good.
I really, really like that.
That's a
About Cape Sellers.
That was a big one.
just the fact that he was like, oh shit, we about to get into it. We about to find some cape sellers, and then it's Edwin.
Edwin. Fucking
Who would
degenerate.
thunk it?
What do you think of Reddit memes?
Just
They're all
awful.
shit, right?
So bad.
I actually
It's
laugh.
like normie, but
I
it's for
laugh.
normies, so that's okay. I'm just not the target audience.
I laugh really hard
Yeah.
at all the brain memes. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
I
like
don't know,
those too.
Just the pictures though. I don't actually laugh at like what the content of the
Haven't
meme is,
those
but
memes
like that.
just completely taken over the front page? It's
Yeah,
just not even.
It's everywhere.
Oh, it's,
It's
so
not even.
AIDS lately.
You can't even read the front page of the 07 Reddit anymore because it's just those brain memes.
Yeah, but there
What's
was
the brain
there was one where the guy's brain was a blimp and he was sitting in a chair made out of his brain and he was flying through
Oh,
this,
yeah.
like the. That's just a good
Also-
one.
On top of Reddit, I'm actually gonna add a worst of 2017 to the year, which is the fucking beaver guy. We've talked about this before.
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, Beaver Man.
He farmed like the most karma a day for like a month straight, but he only played like 2 hours a day, so he was like well under the rate for Beaver. People were like, "Oh, it's trades he doesn't have it yet." Like, it was ridiculous.
That's like when people say that they've been going for max for like months. Like, what does that mean? Like, how often do
Yeah.
you play?
Well,
or
it's
something?
the same thing as the people who say they've been playing for 15 years.
Yeah, and have never gotten
Yeah.
a 99.
You know, they started playing in 2003, and then
They
they
haven't
quit
played
for
15
5
years,
years. They came
They're
back.
also a skiller.
They came back. They quit for another 5 years, and then they came back.
They have 2 months playtime, but they played for 15 years, right?
Hmm.
I don't like people saying that.
Yeah, when people say like, well, I guess I don't know if there's anything wrong with calling yourself a 15-year veteran if you have the cape, but I mean, if you were not playing for like 12 of those years, I don't know if that really counts.
These guys need some pussy in their life. Well, that's the best Twitch comment of 2017, definitely. Nail the Okai in the chat. It's good
The
stuff.
pussy
I mean,
and the
Shawn
drugs don't
definitely
numb the
does.
pain no more, though.
Excuse me?
Just doesn't numb the pain anymore. I don't know, man.
Yeah, skilling
Yeah,
numbs the
sorry.
pain. Pussy doesn't.
I'm just not a trap to the vices of normal life, you know.
Normies
And
read.
worst update of the year, I would say Volcanic Mine.
Volcanic
Volcanic
mine.
Mine.
Yeah, 100%.
Or just Fossil
Awful.
Island in general.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
I
They
don't
have two
care about
farms
your
I like.
stupid
Is there-
fucking swimming method.
Are there any updates that were comparable to how bad that was?
Let me
Uh,
think.
I guess Willy Rejuvenation was pretty bad.
It could be
Oh,
a
that was
small.
awful.
It could be a small update that we're overlooking
Yeah.
that was just terrible.
Matrina 2, fuck off.
Yeah,
Good
actually,
update.
Wildy Rejuvenation 2 isn't that bad, but Matrina 2 is the most awful thing.
It's the lowest quality content I've ever seen on RuneScape ever. It just
Yeah.
wasn't well made. It shouldn't have been in the game. It was too early. It was just awful. And it wasn't even fun or interactive. It was just
Don't you
So
need a
stupid.
T-bow to do it? Like,
no. I
Well,
maced it.
Wait,
No, no,
did,
no.
Okay.
It's still fine without. It's just boring.
It's not fun without. It's kind of AIDS. You have to get like one heart at a time because you use a full inventory of brews.
did
Oh,
we get
gotcha.
oh,
did we get
T-bow is probably
bracelets?
is raids 2017.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, raid
T-bow
T-bow
is the
2017.
worst update of
Yeah,
2017.
raids are good.
Yeah.
T-bow a little much.
Yeah.
A
But just
little.
removing
T-bow and
T-bow
volcanic
would-
mine
Okay, why is it the worst update? Why is T-Bow the worst update?
because it's a weapon that scales off of not its own strength but its opponent's strength.
It
It's
ruins all
fundamentally
future
game
updates,
changing in
that's
that
why.
way.
It
Yeah.
ruins all
Well,
future updates.
Even
everything
the
has been
J-mods-
balanced around the fucking twisted bow since it came out. Like
Yeah.
Inferno, most people use a twisted bow. The first person to not use a twisted bow is an Iron Man.
Yeah.
You
And
know
shout
what's
out
the
to Jay,
problem?
numbers guy.
Because on the Q&A, they said that they have to balance content around it now.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
also a
it's
lot of like twisted bow has also torn up a lot of friendships. Like people have been chucking them that didn't belong to them. Not to name any
Oh.
names.
Refer to my picture, by the way.
Two more
Who would-
good tweets I'd like to
Would
nominate
stick a
are the
twisted bow.
Andrew Widdens with his Foss Island tweet, and he was like Mod Maz like can be in 2006, or like your island might be in 2006, but don't make the XP rates also from there. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then
What was
Leafs,
the
Shout
other
out to the Solace noobs was a good tweet.
yeah,
I like
And
that
then-
one.
Leafs Nidalis perfectly predicting Novzi response was
Oh my
1,000
God.
IQ.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It was
god.
great.
I mean,
10,000
Not 1,000
IQ.
IQ, but it was funny as fuck.
Yeah, it was funny.
I feel like like I imagine Novzi reading that before he submitted it or before he like posted
No, it was
and he was
definitely
like,
after because
no.
people were tagging him after.
oh,
Like
well.
about to press tweet, and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I just imagine him like reading it and then being like, well, fuck, like he's
I think
not
this is
wrong.
probably the worst tweet of 2017 too. The
Novzi's?
apology.
I don't know.
Yeah, we skipped over that
Cringy
one.
apologies are really annoying. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost as bad as people like making a super sappy leaving thing.
Oh yeah,
Just
leaving
talk
the
to your,
game.
Talk
Oh
to your
no.
friends. Tell
Yeah.
your friends you're leaving if you really want to quit. Don't bring everyone into it and then come back. Oh, I
that
also don't
Shogun?
like the people that stick around on Twitter after they quit, by the way. Especially if you're going to sit around and talk about how shit the game is after spending fucking 18 hours a day for
Silly.
months. Yeah.
Or like tweeting fucking 12 hours a day, and then be like, oh, but the nerds play RS so much. Like,
Nerds. Yeah, you have
You play
100k
Twitter
tweets.
too
I
much.
can't believe these guys are spending their free time on RuneScape.
Yeah, I spend it on Twitter.
I guess I don't have a problem with them sticking around
that
if they're
clout.
not going to be like that.
yeah.
They're just negative.
Like if like Brad's, I like how Brad does that.
Yeah, Brad quit
That's
perfectly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brad is fine. He comes in TS, he hangs out, he chills, he's good.
Pretty much
People
every
like
day.
Zilly that talk shit about how much people play the game after playing the game so much themselves. That annoys me.
This is illogical. Yeah.
The nerds are still playing the game. Terrible. Anyway, I guess we can move on from this and talk about which era of skilling did you guys enjoy the most. Personally, for
Have-
me, it was back when I started and I was just like a Smiley and Solace and I was just hunting and doing farm runs. No alts. People didn't play alts.
So, I just want to clarify, is this for old school RuneScape?
yeah,
Since the release
yeah,
of old school?
yeah. We
Yeah.
should probably talk about old school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically old school. What era of skilling?
Yeah,
was your
who's
favorite?
ever played RS?
So, the last 5 years.
Yes.
Wow.
No, I was just clarifying
Oh,
this.
I
Yeah,
thought that was your
my
answer.
favorite.
I was like,
No,
that's
no.
a lot.
That's the whole thing. Personally, I'd say 2016.
Do you
Before
want?
What do you
raids.
miss from it? What do
I
you
think
wish you
any-
could still be doing?
I miss Zora. Zora was a good skilling piece of content, and then they removed it a few years late.
Okay, 2020, like, I'll say summer of 2015. It was pre-Catacombs. It was no Catacombs and no Cerberus and no Sire, no Slayer bosses. Like, Slayer was just Slayer.
Kraken, dude.
I have the Kraken pet, by the way.
You
Jab
really?
it too.
I think Slayer in, like, summer of 2015 was, like, really good. So I think, like, skilling... Because I think Slayer took the biggest dive.
So I think it's hard to separate like which type of skilling and when I was having the most fun in the game. But like I was having the most fun, I guess it was like probably 2 years ago, maybe 3, I don't remember. But like doing snow fishing was super fun. Like it was that was the meta at the time. That was super cool
Snow fishing.
with Charcoal.
I'm changing my answer to pre-Zia. I reckon Zia was the turning point of when I think skilling changed to much more AFK content. I didn't like that.
I mean, I just like pre-alts when nobody used alts. I mean, I guess that's kind of a pussy thing to say because there's
I
no
love
reason I
using alts.
should be using alts. But I mean, if people didn't use it, no one would feel obligated. And it's not that I don't enjoy playing alts, but it's just like it's much simpler to avoid that kind of thing.
I like the
It would
current
be.
meta quite a bit,
Go
actually.
ahead.
Like, I don't know. I like how it's kind of like you try to get as much EXP as possible. Like, you film zone inside or not. I don't know. I like that. Just you get as much as possible and you try to compete as much as possible.
I like
think the-
EHP whoring too, actually.
I think the problem with pre-alts is that that's also pre-tick manip, and I think tick manipulation is the best thing that's happened to this game.
Well, in
I
terms
agree.
of
Yeah.
balancing, maybe.
Yeah.
But, I
Just
mean,
like if
Enjoyment too.
for fishing, you had to. There was no higher effort, higher reward version of
Knife fishing was
AFKing
still in the
barb
game.
fish. Like that sounds awful.
no, knife
depends on what
fishing. Knife
era we're
fishing has
talking
been in
about.
the game for a long time before
Yeah,
Herbtar.
Yeah.
AFK
Okay,
skill
so
just doesn't
woodcutting
sound
then.
fun.
I
It's
guess you
not
could snow woodcut at
engaging.
one point.
Yeah, snow was always available.
I mean, it wasn't always available,
You had to wait till
Before the
December
Christmas
of
event,
2013.
but it was
and it definitely
available
wasn't
after
known.
that. It was known for a pretty long time, I feel like. I mean, I guess I can't really speak on it because we're all new. I don't know when exactly snow started being used.
Yeah, I'd like to hear this question asked to, I guess, more like the Solace or the Hexus podcast regulars,
Bigger
like
veterans.
Zoid, Tricking, like the guys who have been playing consistently for a long time, as opposed to like we're generally a newer group.
Bunch of 2015 players.
Yeah, and Alex.
Late
But
2015.
Alex was a casual there.
Mm.
I'd say my most enjoyable part of like RuneScape so far, I would say like earlier on, but I've never played before 2015. I'd say my most enjoyable time on RuneScape was probably like last year when I joined Solace, like the first few months. It's like playing in such a different way to what I was used to. Like
Yeah.
what I used to PK before I started scaling, and it was like pretty stressful and irritating. Like the most part of it when I was online, like it was fun, but it was irritating at the same time. Then scaling was just like so different. It was like everything I wanted with the game, without the annoying parts. It's like nice to meet a bunch of nice people, and I enjoyed it at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Joined
huge.
Solace
Like
today.
when I first joined SKSC and OCS, like those were two different occasions, but both times like being introduced to a community, like that's huge. Like you have to have that in order to stay motivated. If I don't know, unless
Assuming you're
you're
not a skew.
unless
things
you're a
tighten,
god,
obviously.
yeah. I don't know.
It's actually crazy to like go from PKing into skilling, I guess.
I don't think it's too crazy. Like PKing, I would imagine if like players like 1013 were to skill and actually enjoy it, they'd be very good.
It's just the
I mean, I'm a triple
mentality's so
threat,
different.
so it's not really relatable to me. To all
I'm
three.
a double threat.
Oh,
Are you guys really PKers though?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's pictures of me AGS specking kids to death on Twitter.
Pepperoni Boys, the triple threat
I-
skilling clan.
I've killed people.
I guess you guys are in a PKing clan.
I think
And-
also if PTRs come to scaling, like generally speaking, they're more towards like very microefficient hours because they're just not used to like putting in long hours for long months, but they're used to like going really, really hard for a little bit of time to like get the best at one small thing.
That's what it is for the most part. Like most part of PKing, you're just sitting around talking to people, and then
Talking a lot of
every
shit.
like few minutes, then every few minutes, then you'll have a fight. That's usually how it is. With skilling, it's like constantly going.
Yeah, BA was kind of similar to that in terms of like everyone just sat around for hours at a time, like just so long, just having conversations. But as soon as you were going, it's like you had to be like super micro efficient, and you'd get flamed if you didn't. So like I don't know, skilling community is definitely different, but just being involved in any community is really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we could move on to the last question before we enter some viewer questions. If you guys want to get your viewer questions ready, that'd be pretty good. Last question here is, what are some small things you all do to get fatter gains? And I mean, for me, the only really small thing I do is like, if I am leaving my room from fishing, I'll probably 5-tick on my phone. Like, I don't like if I'm going to the bathroom or something. It's always pretty nice to 5-tick while taking a shit, to be honest.
Do you like drop on the toilet or?
Yeah.
I think
Just pull up the on-screen keyboard and press shift and drop.
my biggest thing is
Nice.
that I only eat 650 grams of digestive biscuits and water and coffee, supplying with vitamin pills. It's been like this for a while. I spend $2 on food and coffee per day. I can buy for 2 months worth of food with one grocery shop visit.
What the hell's a digestive biscuit?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, I know
This
what a
is what I do,
digestive
but I don't know.
biscuit is. It's like a cookie.
No,
I mean, I'm
it's a
imagining, like-
digestive biscuit.
Yeah, it's like a
I'm
cookie.
imagining like a fiber biscuit. I don't know.
It is kind of. It's not really fiber though.
Is it like Bix? Are
I'd
you
compare it
Bix?
to a graham cracker almost.
Okay. Well,
Maybe Levine
650
could,
grams of
clarify
those, whatever a
in the
gram
chat.
Wait.
is.
Yeah,
Is
if
it
Levine wants to
650?
clarify.
I think that's a lot.
650 grams sounds like a lot.
And it's to the point where I think Levine is baiting most of the time, but like I can't tell, so I'm just
No,
gonna
he's just
pretend.
autistic.
I don't know, but that's a copy pasta from him.
It doesn't
But-
sound like a very good diet. It needs to be updated.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know, but the idea of like all of your nutrition comes from vitamin pills, like I'm pretty sure that's impossible. But we were
Good
talking
luck
about
until you
that.
try
Anyway,
it.
not a big deal.
So what are some
What-
small things you do to make fatter gains? Personally, when I do fishing, I always cut all my my caviar and all that, and I put it in the bank to make the barbarian potions for Herblore, since Herblore is so hard to train on Iron Man. And aside from that, I just do NMZ whenever I go AFK. Because I think NMZ will get removed, and then melees will have a time value to them on CML for Iron Man. Right now it's 0 time. And one thing I also do is I play with the mindset that I think Iron Man, Herblore, and farming will be devalued in the future. So I have no interest in training them post 99. So I'm gonna like barrage next and all that. So sort of playing with like a DMP focus on Iron Man is I feel like is the way to go, because you have to expect things to get devalued since it's such a long mode.
I guess DMP mindset in general. I mean,
DMP mindset, fat gains.
You have a DMP mindset, Alex?
I didn't say that, did I? I just said that would be the smart thing to do. Although
I-
I think 2018 will be big for me, DMP wise.
Oh. I don't know, one's like really, really tiny thing that I do is like if I'm re-banking for NMZ, like in my last hour and a half of work or something, and like I know I'm gonna be home and still NMZ, like not about to end it, I'll like take one extra overload. Like right when I walk to my house, I just overload. So I know I'm gonna like talk to my parents for a bit and such. So instead of having like 118 dropping and cost of super combat, I just like drink half an overload instead.
Mm.
Very, very minimal though, obviously.
I usually NMZ, like, I'll NMZ at bedtime, and then when I wake up, I'll hop in NMZ, and probably, I guess this isn't good for fatter gains, because you should just hop out of bed, but I'll just sit there for a while, usually,
Oh,
like 30
Actually-
minutes, and get myself updated on social medias.
yeah, what I do is like when I go to bed, I'll just like pretty much already tabs. So that I wake up and just like hit the RD tab and start gaining 0.9 HP per hour.
That's actually probably a lot smarter.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go in Nightmare Zone like right before I went to bed, but I don't do that anymore.
I think Bront told me the math behind it. Like, if you do it every day for a year, like, it adds up a shit ton. But, like, I don't care, man.
Yeah,
Especially with Polyphase Edge.
I just log
Hell yeah.
out. I just log out and go to bed now rather than re-gearing and going into Nightmare Zone for a half hour every night.
Depends on my mood. Like, I might just log out at the pond. Depends. 5 ticking in bed isn't too bad before bed. Like, before you actually feel like you're going to fall asleep. Because after you brush your teeth, you're going to feel, like, pretty awake for a little while longer. It's actually probably better to brush your teeth, like, 30 minutes before you go to sleep.
Yeah, definitely true.
I guess I don't really do anything that's pretty small, but I guess I do something similar to you guys is sleeping in NMZ. I go to sand crabs for like 10 minutes, but I usually only do it because when I wake up, I'm usually going to work in the morning, so there's no point in me like gearing anything else.
Dude, I love that your
Favorite
Nightmare
tweet.
Zone is sand crabs.
Maybe the
Don't
sand
do
crabs
it
and the
on the
mining
sand
gear.
crab.
Mining gear sand crabs is a pretty good one.
Yeah, that looks good. I respect that you got rid of your fire cape.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
he doesn't have a fire cave?
No, you got
Had
rid
one.
of it.
He went pet hunting.
I
Yeah.
try to get a pet, man.
I wonder who
Unlucky.
you would look up to that has a Jad pet.
You're not lucky.
I have a jet pet.
Yeah.
I don't know
And a
anyone
bloodhound.
who has a
Jad
Jad.
pet
You have a
gang.
bloodhound? Ooh.
And the Kraken pet.
Okay, okay.
No,
Alex does not top me on anything.
That's not true. I have like 8 pets.
Alright, which ones? I have
I-
them all. And
Listen.
Bloodhound.
Okay, relax. Let me get a word in. I got Kraken. I got Smoke Devil. I have like 6 fucking skilling
No one
pets.
cares about those.
How do you have Smoke Devil?
Killing pets
I-
for 0 times.
Listen, when I was a noob, before Ray found me, I
Aww.
I did Kraken and Smoke Devil boss. Kraken took me 5,000 kills, and Smoke Devil took me like 100, and then I started
Yeah.
doing regular Smoke Devil. So that one's not too bad.
The one is the Ray Rescue.
Yeah, I'm like a. Never mind. That's pretty
You
dark.
sound like a lost child and he just picked you up and adopted you.
I mean, I was in a CC full of a lot of toxicity.
Do you think there are any hidden talents in the top 100 to 500 EHP that'll be future top page EHP / total? I mean, total
Oh.
XP, it just depends. If someone's rich, they can get, I don't know, that'll help a lot.
I wouldn't
Um,
say hidden, but I think Tyler on his new Iron Man flower, I think that'll be topping the Iron Man EHP chart soon.
Top
Yeah, Iron Man's like a
100.
I
whole
reckon he'll
different
get back to
ball
rank
game,
one.
and it's like really susceptible to being disrupted, but like, I don't know.
Who's 100 plus that could ever make top page?
That's like, it would be a long time from now, because there's a pretty substantial gap.
I mean, if there's
top
some
100 to top page is not insane. Like if you're top 100 and you have a lot of DMP left.
if there's
How about
some
Oh,
set?
to
guy,
top page. I meant top page EHP.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
EHP.
Well, top page EHP, like top 100, you could be rank 40 and get top page EHP.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
Alright.
I think that there's quite a few people in the top 100 that will get it. Just like it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna like I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but it
oh,
will
right
happen.
here, found it. Cat Melissa is on a 67.
Oh,
Bash.
Cat Melissa's almost at Solace Rex.
Yeah.
Another woman in our clan. That's one out to the rest of
First?
you guys. I don't know. Kendall
Oh,
hangs out
this-
with us.
Oh, she's Smiley, yeah.
This man Entire who just passed Bradford Lee, he's 134, but he could definitely make it up there.
He's a free rank dude. I'm
Who from the
taking him.
current podcast lineup is most likely to burn out soon? Probably me.
Oof.
Unfortunately.
Probably
Yeah.
Cephalotaxis.
No,
Yeah, I'm
Seth's,
gonna burn.
Seth's a machine,
I
and
don't
I just
respect his
got
games.
unburnt, so I'm most likely to I don't know, die out. I don't know
Also-
how... Fraser, do you play a lot, or do you just like... I don't know.
Right now I play a lot, yeah.
Okay, I just haven't even checked.
Is it-
I
neat.
won't burn out until at least April next year.
Okay.
So
Someone's
I can
going
see
to...
myself
I mean,
playing hard to
Levine's
learn.
already clipped
Burn.
to that, but if not, like, someone else do it.
No, dude, Solace is like cooking gauntlets. We don't burn.
Who
I'm
tweeted that
gonna-
originally?
No, Pano
Pano?
said it in Plug DJ about Hexus. When Pano
excellent.
was in Hexus. Hexus Pano is my favorite Pano.
I'd like to be a bit bold though here for a second, and just say I'm gonna try to take the number 2 year from Karma. Try to deal it at 4.4k. We'll see what he
That.
gets. But
Actually, yeah, you're a good answer for the like who's not super,
I said that.
super
I said
high.
Seth.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
Seth is gonna swoop in. Watch out, February of 2019.
Because you've got the mindset.
Yeah.
And
I
the- and
think
the
I'll get
hours.
top pay GHP.
But you're already top 100, right?
Well, and it's like
That
people
was the
Ego
question.
dumbfounded.
people already know you though.
Yeah, people know who Seth is.
I don't know.
I
Like
mean,
not as many, I don't think. Just because he
Less than
started
they'll
in
know.
free to play,
They'll know the name.
they
Yeah,
will.
they'll know now.
Well, and he switches names all the fucking time, so it's kind of hard to keep track.
I said my name wrong at the start of the podcast. Actually,
Yeah, you
I'm
said you
currently
were
Solace
Seth.
Seth in game.
No, you're Solace Soda.
You're so yeah.
You don't
Why
even know
don't
your
you
own
solo
ass.
You don't know your own name.
I am Solace Soda.
I'm Solace Dan S right now. If there's any people wondering why Dan's saying he's gonna burn out, and they're seeing his current top gains, that's because he's not Solace Dan S. He's Solace Dan.
Yeah.
There's a bit of confusion
But-
there.
I mean, my gains are fat right now. Don't get
I
me
don't see how
wrong.
that's confusing at all.
That's true. Not very confusing.
Okay, what CML records are you most impressed by?
Harry's fishing.
Harry
Yeah,
Fishing Day.
that was pretty nuts.
Potentially Ardino Mining Week. If
Just
you
anything
get
Ardino does.
maybe
Ardino
Arab
could sneeze and
woodcutting
I'd be
week.
impressed.
I think that with the Omnia comp ending like now, there's gonna be like 2 weeks. It's gonna
Arab.
be really good.
Yeah.
Well, 3
Arabs will
Sens
cut
is
it.
Arab's
actually
a
as
really
well.
There
good
could have
player.
been. Oh yeah, Sens is going for like a 10 mil RC week.
Pooley / Thurko's Hunter 6 hours good. They're the same person.
Slash Thurko?
Yeah, they're the same person. And Sens's rune crafting is going just absolutely nuts right now.
I'm impressed by Hayjace's 6 hour of construction. I think that's hard to do.
Yeah, that's really good.
I haven't
think
seen
I'm
that.
gonna try and beat that. I'm gonna try and beat that this year.
Didn't
What's
Hey
the-
Jace do like 40 hours straight of construction or something to fend off Randy?
Oh yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
like it's like a 950k an hour 6 hour construction. And
How
I
close
think
is
that's
that to
pretty
perfect?
good. 960k is tick perfect, assuming
Oh, damn.
6,000 ticks. So it's pretty close.
That's fucked.
What about Has Cutie fishing 6 hour?
LOL.
Haven't seen it.
That's
Actually, if someone beats Has Cutie's fishing 6 hour, that would be legendary.
Just like I know that people
I
talk
thought AJ
about
was
that
rank
being
1.
skeptical. But
AJ is rank 1.
Oh.
well, no. If Has Cuties is real, then it's insane. Probably the best record
pretty sure
in the
it's
game.
not real, right?
Well, it seems like it might not be real just because it's update day and it would be pickup fishing and it would be the best record in the game in that case. But like I'm just saying, if it is real,
Oh, it was on update day?
It has way
Yeah.
too much cooking XP for it to be real.
yeah, but it would be pickup.
Well, it could do, yeah, what Jenny did.
It's possible. That's why I'm saying it would be the best record if it was
Has
real.
he confirmed or denied? Like, has he claimed that it's real?
I think he said it was. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he claimed
I'll
it's
see
real.
if he's in Hexus.
Doesn't really matter too much.
I'm just gonna ask for myself. I won't. Yeah.
Bradford Lee's agility year.
Yes, he
Yeah, I
says
like
it's
that
real.
record.
Says Levine. Levine says that Has Cutie says it's real. So, if it is real,
What?
then
If anyone
Looks pretty
ever
good.
gets a 700k fishing 6 hour and beats it, I mean, or like a
I'm
701.
gonna get it. I'll get a 700k before I finish the skill.
What?
But
Okay.
Flipped.
I guess I was just thinking like recent records because we've talked about records that are good on the podcast before, but like
Yeah.
there's a ton
Yeah.
of ones being set and will be set recently.
Race mining day is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Big fan of that record. Anyone that can
Aw.
mine for 30 hours straight is impressive.
Someone needs to go for the
Yeah.
mining day. The mining day sounds like
It
oh,
has
man.
it has potential for improvement, and Ray will tell you that he got worse
Yeah.
over time. But like not getting worse at mining is very difficult, obviously.
Transmusic RC month.
We're doing,
Fuck, dude.
we're doing recent or?
No,
Oh,
just
doesn't
any.
really
it's
matter.
just
What are
all
you
records.
personally impressed by?
Yeah, Transmusic RC
Yeah.
month.
Smoked cigarettes to do that month.
Who cares?
That's cool.
That-
I'm just
no, that's
saying
the
he's
most manly thing
dedicated.
I've ever heard.
That's
You can
really
never
cool.
get that.
He's
you
not
can
even
never
a
get that
smoker
smell
and
out
he
of your
did it.
room.
Yeah,
No,
no, that's
no,
what,
it-
like
it- you
he
can get rid of
took
it.
up smoking for a RuneScape record.
Yeah,
What?
that's sick.
Actually, that's pretty respectable to pick up a habit.
Yeah.
Your 3.7 mil mining day soon.
Being
my
dedicated
future
enough
record.
to smoke cigarettes for a record.
But yeah, I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Does anyone else have questions in the chat?
Yo.
Goals or?
Yo, chat questions.
Oh, we
Goals?
could talk about 2018 goals for ourselves.
Oh, 2018.
Hunter crafting.
I'll wrap it up. You guys can go first.
Hunter and
Yeah.
crafting.
Shawn first. Or I guess we'll skip Dan.
Oh, okay.
Let's go in order.
2018. Prayer hunter mining.
I'm gonna do follow Shawn to Hunter, and then when he does prayer, I'm gonna go do crafting for a bit and try to smash that out. Or actually, maybe now that I think about it, so I really want an AHP. So that actually might change, but after that, probably mining again.
Yeah, mining, hunter, and maybe some con.
What money?
Oh, he's got money.
Oh, okay.
What, my money?
How about you, Fraser?
I want to get the Infernal Cape first, so I need to slave for that. Get the items I need. Inferno, then I want to max. Then I want to win King of the Skill.
Hell yeah.
That's a very good goal. The King of the Skill one.
Where's the king of the skills already been, dude?
Yeah, I've already worked everything out, so everyone will just do what I did.
I guess for me, I want to finish fishing, finish hunter, finish crafting, maybe herblore and Infernal Cape. And
On the ult,
start
though.
Slayer in 2018, I think, at the end. That would be... If I actually still want to do Slayer, we'll see. Maybe not.
I think the Infernal Cape grind will be interesting.
I'll definitely stream that after I get it on my alt so I can pretend I got it first round on my main.
Talented.
Oh shit, I probably shouldn't have told everyone.
Another
Closed.
source method leaked to
Big
the public.
ego dumpho bin.
But really, the Infernal Cape, like, I don't really care how efficient it is. I just need to do it to prove the shit PVMers wrong.
And talk shit
The
to them.
Twitter clout.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk so much shit when I get that cape. You have no idea.
Make sure to tag
Just
every
wear it during
PVMer.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
RC.
Wear it everywhere.
Hunter.
Having Infernal
Hunter.
Cape for NMZ
Oh.
is like the ultimate clout piece as well. I don't
Oh,
think
definitely.
people realize.
Definitely
Yeah,
make sure
because
you
you're
hunt black
improving
shins
the
with
XP
an
per
Infernal
hour
Cape.
of a zero time method marginally.
Yeah, it just really bothers me that there's like so-called PVMers that haven't done the only really challenging. Well, I guess there's a couple things like flicking bandos is probably a bit harder if you're doing it like really well.
But it's a
Flicking
good challenge.
bandos and Inferno is probably it's at least top 3 PVM challenges. Probably second after bandos or maybe first. I don't really know, but it definitely Infernal Cape. If you're a PVMer and all you do is PVM. You should get it. You should at
Not
least...
even hard now. You can tank half the waves as a main. It's a joke. If you can't do it now and you're a PVM, you suck.
Sparkmac has a fucking Infernal Cape, boys.
Spark
He
Mac?
eats ass, though.
Ass Eater Gang has an Infernal Cape, and Doughboy doesn't. Anyway,
Wait.
Oh god.
let's go to our... any shoutouts? You guys want to make any shoutouts?
Shout out Leaf Snick, unban on Twitter.
Shout out to Goob. SKSC Goob. That's my boy.
I'll give one to what's that?
Who?
Kalalaca? I don't even pronounce his name. The guy in
Alpaca?
Solace.
Alpaca Lacca?
I told him if you passed me on the roost by the end of the podcast, I would shout him out. I got 6 hours, so
Oh,
That's
Timp
what- that's
said
what
he'd
still
give me
give a shout out.
100k, so I shout out Timp. Give me 100k.
And I shout out Erudite CC for high level linemen.
And third.
I'll shout out, but no, I don't have anyone to shout out, sorry.
Obby. Shout out Obby.
Who?
Obby.
Oh man.
Whoa.
This is brutal.
I don't really have anyone to shout out, but I know that I'm not going to shout out Leaf Snick.
Oh wait,
Thanks for tuning into the podcast. Hopefully we'll
Wait,
be
we're
back.
gonna do a giveaway?
No, we're not doing a giveaway.
I'll
Hopefully
give away a bond.
we're not giving away anything.
Comment this greened up and I'll give you a bond.
Don't comment
Shout out.
anything.
This
Thanks
greened
for
up.
thanks
More
for
can chat,
watching.
giveaway.
Oh my god, fuck all of you guys.
Say it.
Peace out.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.